I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. I got memories, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel The Fanfic Fantasy. Join us as we explore the world of fanfiction and fantasy and bring you the best story and discussions. This is the first part of What If Tanjiro Became the Demon King? So give this video a like and subscribe for more videos in future. So let's get into the fanfic. Hang in there, Nezuko. I swear ... your big brother is going to save you no matter what. A feeling. Go to the man named Urikodaki in the mountains ... he would. A story. Go further if you are a man. There's no other way to go forward. A whip. I'm glad you made it back. An embrace. Tanjiro. I've been protecting it because ... you said this thing is more important than your life. A comrade. Come on, fight me. Gamaboko Gonten Cairo. A relief. Kanao. It's a heart that drives people. A dignity. I leave the rest of my dream to you. A will. Set your heart ablaze. A trial. The bond between me and Nezuko cannot be severe by anyone. A gasp. If I become a demon, probably the Demon Slayer Corps would not hesitate to take off my head. In the midst of the darkness, random memories surfaces and traces Tanjiro's mind. Slowly he blinked and decided to open his human eyes. They were blank and dying. Where ... him. He thought to himself. It looks like he was floating in darkness. I can't feel my left arm ... nor I can see in my right eye. Tanjiro questioned himself. Quietly and slowly, he recalled something else. Oh ... did I died. Tanjiro had some memories how there is a white-haired man monster slashing and bashing around his tentacles with mouths. Then some black-haired guy with an indifferent pattern of Haori screaming his name in a worried yell. Tanjiro. No. In the memory where his right eye got whipped, Tanjiro winced on the sensation that had already happened. Blood, dead bodies. There the monster chuckled. This time Tanjiro responded. Who ... is that person? The way Tanjiro asks was not asking the name of the monster, instead questioning who the hell is this Kamado Tanjiro the being speaks of. I'm confused ... what was I doing before this place? Tanjiro's head started to look around searching for anyone or anywhere can pinpoint his location. There was no one sadly, only pure darkness like he is being pulled in the abyss. Suddenly a gentle voice who is crying out in desperation calling him brother. Oniichan, don't, loose, please, Oniichan, do not kill anyone. ... What? Tanjiro's body suddenly was caught by breathing cells. Little did he knew it was Muzan's torn up baby body. It was absorbing him upside down like a glued wall. Another voice was been heard in his working ears, so faint as if the latter saying its last breath. Tanjiro ... don't make Nezuko cry. Hurry up and come back. How can you make Nezuko cry? Nezuko. Tanjiro felt a weird sting on his back. Someone stabbed me. That was Kanao's medicine for him which he doesn't know. It's not like Tanjiro can see the outside world events or hear them clearly, but his numb body, despite being called numbed, can feel some poking, hugging, breathing, beating. He got a rate on the tugging sensations. I'm so tired. I really want to go home. Tanjiro thoughts froze. Home? Does he even have something like that? All the inner thoughts disrupted by an advocating voice. Kamado Tanjiro. That's right, you do not have home anymore. A soft touch on his face and long fingernails pinching him accidentally. Tanjiro now noticed a man in pale white skin and silvered hair looking down at him like some flower. Even though the alien person has not told him his name, Tanjiro automatically knew who it was. Muzan. The man chuckled. How fitting it is you had become mine. Not really mine but had become one with me. Ironic. The eyes of the man named Muzan were seductively possessing and it has red orbs like a cat. Tanjiro felt warm. To think I always avoided your bloodline. If I knew more earlier, I would have taken Yoriichi. But that's a long time ago. Tanjiro kept his mouth apart and breathing. He doesn't want to interrupt the other for some reason. It happens to be you, Tanjiro. You happen to be the rightful heir of my bloodline. My memories, my feelings, all of my everything. I entrust them all to you. Muzan whispered to him, fulfill my dreams. As the most powerful demon king. Suddenly mysterious hands popped out of nowhere. Those hands belongs to Tanjiro's family. Tanjiro don't. His mom said as well the others. His siblings. Oniichan, you have to go back home. Oniichan is waiting for you. They were pulling him away from sticky Muzan body. Muzan knew it's the antidote that was injected to Tanjiro not long ago is starting to take effect. Kamado, my boy, you have to fight it. Rengoku-san's voice. Tanjiro-kun said the rest of the dead pillars. Their hands grabbed Tanjiro as well away from Muzan's grip. Go back to Nezuko. Muzan instead of angry went on panicking. No. Tanjiro, you can't. You are chosen by gods to be my replacement, to carry me with you. Do not leave me be. Muzan cried out. The armless side of Tanjiro had decided to look a glance on Muzan. You are going to be lonely if I'm gone, he questioned. Muzan is surprised for a second before nodding. Yes, so come back to me, Tanjiro, the devil smirked. Tanjiro on the other hand decided to talk to the hands that been calling him by his name, yet it did not feel like it was his. I'm sorry, I can sense that I must go with you hands ... but I can also smell that leaving Muzan, he will cry like a baby. Because he is a big brother, he tend to take care of young ones, especially those who acts like a baby. Tanjiro had now let go of the hands who was trying to ask him not to lose his humanity. Yes, you guessed it right. Tanjiro does not remember that this Muzan murdered his family, turned his sister into a demon, or little did recall he was a demon slayer. Tanjiro, who's supposed to be saved by the remaining antidote, was not enough to awake him in the abyss. Tanjiro was catched by Muzan's arms and embraced him tighter with a wicked smile, yet also felt so gentle. That's a good boy. Tanjiro. Kamado Tanjiro has been reborn. Oniichan. Nezuko cupped Tanjiro's cheeks. You see the difference of her two hands. The right hand has bruises, the left hand has rip-off nails. Kamado Nezuko eyes widen when Kanao jumps to stab Tanjiro by the antidote, who eventually changed Tanjiro's demonic eyes into calmer ones. Yes, he still has demon eyes, but at least they look similar to Nezuko's calm demon state. Are you conscious now? She asked. Tanjiro's eyes were still glimmering as if they were in a state of shock. Giyu, who tried to stand again for many times he was been pinned down, searched for his sword and got them to his remaining arm or hand. Did it work? He said out loud, making Zenitsu and Inosuke gulped in anticipation. Tanjiro's gawking fangs had become smaller. It happened. Tanjiro looks at his sister Cuko. Upon hearing that, Nezuko smiled with tears in relief. Oniichan, but she suddenly got pushed off. Everyone is shocked. Tanjiro stood with a sad smile. I'm sorry. Then he vanished. Eyes still widen like the sun had risen above. Nezuko was fumble. Oniichan. Kamado Tanjiro disappeared. He had escaped. Giyu fell to his knees in defeat. No way. He slammed his remaining fist to the ground. I knew it. The small ounce of antidote is not enough. Giyu cried out, but not as much emotional that he did before when he thought Tanjiro died in sitting position. Nezuko started to cry as well with her bloodied body. No, come back ... Oniichan ... don't leave me be. She sniffs. Zenitsu, who is able to regain control of his body, casually walks near Nezuko and pats her shoulder. I'm sorry about Tanjiro, Nezuko-chan, but I will be by your side. Tears fell on Zenitsu's eyes. Nezuko slowly looked at the blonde-haired and realized the situation. I'm not the only one who is grieving about Oniichan. Nezuko saw Inosuke, who's slamming his own body at the debris. No, Tanjiro, come back here. You are hard-headed. Come back and fight me. Inosuke's mask fell off and he is crying the most out of the four. Nezuko then realizes Kanao, who's bleeding out on the ground. Kanao-chan. Nezuko reaches her hands and hugged them for comfort. Kanao was alive, but she is staring blankly. Tanjiro-kun, Kanao said as she heaves a bit. Nezuko-chan ... Did Tanjiro-kun not revert back? She asks as if she did not see it. Nezuko gasps and tighten her comfort to Kanao's hand. I'm sorry, Kanao-chan. Oniichan, Tanjiro is still a demon, and he escaped. She hoarse. Nezuko is gitly because Kanao sacrificed her eyes for this one-shot antidote, but it was in vain. However, Kanao's left eyes glimmered. It slowly made its way to stare at Nezuko. Don't cry, Nezuko-chan. She smiles. My right eye was not completely blind for some reason ... but it is blurry and hard to see now. Nezuko doesn't know how to react, if that's a small miracle or just simply suffering from now a poor eyesight. Nezuko-chan, I'm the one who should apologize. Kanao's eyes starts to produce tears and they fell. Sorry for not being able to bring your brother back. I really am sorry. Kanao hicks. She isn't the emotionless Kanao that we knew. She has a heart now and a smile and thoughts raised like the Kachu sisters. I'm sorry, Master Nisan. Kanao cursed herself. The Kakashis who's on the scene started working their bodies to aid all their injuries once more. Quick, the battle is never over. We must heal them properly. They are our remaining hope. All of the present Kakashi felt the determination and nodded to each other. They begin from zero. First aid. Nezuko, whose tears actually subside, had ignored Zenitsu, who's hugging her back. Nezuko had let go of Kanao's hand as both of them is now been told to get treatment. Zenitsu was pulled away by a male Kakashi. Gently a female Kakashi touched Nezuko's back. Let me see how deep is your wounds. The Kakashi paused. The wounds were not that deep despite the large soak of blood trails. That's weird. Nezuko looked at her. Is my wounds that bad? Nezuko is worried for a second. She did not want to die like this. The Kakashi smiled despite the mask on her mouth and shakes head. And no, in fact I'm surprised to see it was not that of nasty as we could imagine. Okay, please take care of me. Nezuko softly smiled, but you can clearly see as well she is pretending to be not depressed. Giyu, whose treatment is done, immediately approached Nezuko. Nezuko, he called. Nezuko looks up to the man she recalled in her memories that spared her life from the bloodied snowy day. Giyu-san. Giyu bowed his head. Irresponsible. Now that your brother, now that Tanjiro had escaped, we cannot guarantee him eating a human. Giyu bit his lips. Your case was different. You were stopped to eat any human flesh because of the bamboo gag I made. Nezuko turned serious. She knows exactly what Giyu is fearing. Nobody can stop Tanjiro to eat someone, meaning he would sunk further to demonification until he can't be revert back to a human anymore, even if the antidote gets replicated. The antidote did work, Nezuko claims, making Giyu snaps his head in a puzzled face. Oniichan, no Tanjiro my brother, he called my name with a sad smile. You guys saw it right. That means the medicine did work a bit. Means Oniichan can fight back the hunger just like I was able to. I'm sure he is just confused just like I was back then. That's why maybe he run away. Nezuko said stubbornly. Kamado Tanjiro will never eat anyone. Giyu did notice that, but he didn't want to have high hopes. I will get him. Nezuko stood as she knew that the medic is done with her wounded back, but it needed to have some bandages. Nezuko glared, not for Giyu but glared like a fiery sun. Determination was there and it flared more than Tanjiro's eyes. Kamado Nezuko will bring down the Demon King and return him back as Tanjiro. My beloved brother. Everyone who is there heard Nezuko's statement. Docked. Zenitsu realizes this means. Nezuko-chan, do not tell me you are planning to. Nezuko glanced at Zenitsu's who's having treatment. Nezuko smiled. Yes Zenitsu-kun. I will become a demon slayer. I will save my brother just like how he saved me and everyone else. So please help me, okay? That sunny smile made Zenitsu cry like a wimp he thinks he is. And Nezuko-chan, stop wiggling around, idiot. The Kakashi warned as he was trying to put another layer of bandages from Zenitsu's injury. Zenitsu nods and oaths to her. You are my wife, so I will protect you. Woo. Nezuko startled by that statement. Wife. With a bit blush, Inosuke joined the conversation by approaching as well. Nezuko Chan, Inosuke said with his face revealed with pink tears. For Tanjiro, our brother, we will save him together. Inosuke jumped to cuddle on Nezuko. I swear to. A vain pop appeared in a jealous Zenitsu. Hey, don't hug my Nezuko-chan. Zenitsu left the male Kakashi who's now angry at him and jumps to hug with Nezuko. We do it threesome. Inosuke, who's crying, suddenly snaps to Zenitsu. What are you even saying? Go back to sleep like you used to. The two started to argue. It made the atmosphere a bit lighter. Nezuko felt a smile of support from them. Giyu talks to her. Look, I'm not stopping you, but the training to become a demon slayer is not that simple. Giyu did saw Nezuko fighting style as a demon. And definitely girls are strong too, like Kani, Shinobu and Kanao, especially Mitsuri. He is a bit worried to Nezuko, who is now human, wonders how this girl will fight. You have to train like your brother did. I will train you or set you off back to Yurakodaki. He spat. Nezuko agreed on a nod. I'm willing. 2 years later, the new appointed little version of Yubayashiki is here. Oyakata-sama, the new head, or the boy who looked exactly like his father, positioned to face the people who went to his meeting proposal. Thank you so much for coming. It's been a pleasure that after what happened with Kamado Tanjiro, the will in your eyes were not fated to fight. He eyed all of them. The right had the following adults ... and one kid. Yuzui Tenjin, Shinjiro Rengoku, Senjiro Rengoku, Sankanji Yurakodaki, Tomioka Giyu. The left side had the noticeable teenagers, Agatsuma Zenitsu, Hashibira Inosuke, Tsuyuri Kanao, Aoi Kanzaki. On the front seated were Yushiro and Kamado Nezuko. In between Oyakata-sama were his sisters sitting as well with the dollish smile they were trained to. 2 years had passes. There was not a single demon incident. He was suspicious of that. But I thank you for still keeping your bodies in shape despite the tranquility of 2 years. His eyes turned serious and everyone could sense the next word will be. The Demon King Tanjiro, we must find him wherever he is and bring him back to humanity. If that is, he has not devoured any human being. Since there was no reported people got eaten by any demon, they can safely assume that Tanjiro might be asleep like how Nezuko went to sleep on her demonification days. We must stop him before he really becomes the new Demon King, worse than ever Muzan has been. He closed his eyes for a second before opening them again. We are in a desperate situation for pillars, so I will assign you now. Water pillar Tomioka Giyu, Beast pillar Hashibira Inosuke, Flower Pillar Tsuyuri Kanao, Ice Pillar AI Kanzaki, Smoke Pillar Senjuro Rengoku, Lightning Pillar Agatsuma Zenitsu, Fire Pillar Kamado Nezuko. I order you to set off in search of Kamado Tanjiro and protect the people from his mercy. Everyone replied with loud and willful voice. Yes, as you command thee, Oyakata-sama. Nezuko looked at her Nichiren sword. She clutched her hands to her Demon Slayer uniform, and she is wearing a pink haori that looks like her former kimono. She thought, Oniichan, I will definitely, as your little sister, will bring you back to normal. Somewhere in the butterfly estate, Shinazugawa Sami opened his eyes. There was a flutter of curtains around him. Sami did not know that he was in coma for freaking 2 years. He the only person not aware what happened to Tanjiro. Why the fuck I'm not dead? Is the very first word came to his mouth. He closed his eyes again in irritation of the light. Damn this. He rolled on his bed and kept himself on bed like a good boy. Mirchai ... Somewhere abandoned mansion that is already in ruins. It's one of Muzan's human mansion that Tanjiro took cover. Tanjiro had his hair longer, Hanafuda earrings in his ears, tongue that licked his fangs, eyes that were absolutely alike to Muzan, marks of flame in his body like what he looked like when he was turned into demon. But he is wearing a black kimono like Muzan's yet a green check scarf that looks like his torn haori. Tanjiro faced the moon with sleepily eyes. Hey, aren't you guys gonna talk to me? He smiled at the darkness. There are figures of human beings, revealed a demon version of the pillars. They finally spoke to him as he wished for. Ara Kuchu Shinobu. Sorry master. Kenroji Mitsuri. We do not know what to say. Obanaya Giyu. If it's your wish to talk to a low person like me, I'm most pleasured. Nuakairo Takido. Our king is fully awake now. Haimjima Jayomai. Last but not the least, Kyoujuro Rengoku. Tanjiro-sama. He kneeled. We are here to serve your wishes. Stated. Kamado Tanjiro is sitting on a luxurious king chair, it seems. His smiling teeth widen. I'm hungry, and thus the battle between Tanjiro versus Nezuko begins. Oniichan, I will definitely, as your little sister, will bring you back to normal. The sun is completely up. After Tanjiro escaped, everyone who survived was sent to the butterfly estate. Aoi Kanzaki counted all the patients. Everyone is there except a certain red sunshine smiley boy. Murata, who sat onto his own hospitalic bed, shooks and told Aoi the terrible news besides the fact that Obanai, Mitsuri, Jayomai died as a hero, included the special person who took her in Kachu Shinobu. Ai knows Shinobu will die eventually, and the fact that they all knew Shinobu intended to be eaten to revenge who killed Kuchukani ... It was anticipated. But not that boy. That person, Ai was ... was just too shocked. Tanjiro ... He got turned into a demon at the last moments of Muzan. Murata started to have teary eyes that eventually became an actual cry. Ai-san, Tanjiro, he isn't coming back. The antidote Kanao stab him did not work. It was not enough. Murata sniffs. Ai is still in a shock ... and mumbled that Tanjiro is. Really? She suddenly recalled that sweet promise Tanjiro made for her only. Whenever I'm in battle, I will always think of you, Ai-san. To carry your feelings with the battlefield with me. See you later. Slowly Ai's leg gave away. She put her hand onto the nearest pillar of wall so that she can keep her balance. No way. Tanjiro is too kind to be a demon. You must be kidding me. Her voice and sight darkened. Demon means evil, right? It always had been. Sure, Nezuko was a kind demon, but the fact Tanjiro did not come with them hinted he isn't the Tanjiro they knew. Tanjiro escaped after all. Murata rubs his face and faced her with concern. Ai-san, you okay? Hey. Ai fell down on her knees with cold blood. What did Shinobu-sama died for? What did Kanao-sama became blind for? She gasped out her thoughts out loud as her lips trembles. It feels icy. I'm just a coward who survived the final exam with luck. Ever since then I was too afraid to even fight or lift an actual sword. Ai began to tremble. Murata started to try and comfort her, like patting her back with slightly shaking her to keep herself collected. Hey. Ai ignores the other as she was blaming herself. If only I was not a coward. If only I can yield sword like how I was trained before taking the final exam. The death would have been lesson, right? Ai thought she is better off dead than Shinobu and Tanjiro. Ai felt useless. Ai felt like she is just here cause she got adopted by Shinobu out of pity. Sure, she learned medicine. She is a very good nurse and teaches surviving slayers some therapy battle exam. But the fact that she knows how to fight and survived the exam she did had experience killing a demon but decided to stop because she is a coward. Ai knows she may die the moment she tried to grab a sword in her hands. They were frozen. Cold ... cold as an ice. What should I do? Shinobu-sama. Ai started to cry. Murata is surprised the strong Ai is weak now. Murata decided to respect the girl and kept quiet. AI covered her mouth with her cold hands that is still trembling. Tanjiro, he is gone. Is that it? She questioned. Murata fisted. I'm not sure. AI sin. I'm not sure. The two continued to grieve as if Tanjiro just died, and worse than the deaths of the following heroic pillars. The drama was interrupted when the triplets butterfly girls guided other Kakashi who's carrying the wind pillar Sami unconscious. Sumi, Kyo and Naho stopped their tracks upon seeing a weak AI on floor with Murata seemed to be calming her. AI-chan, what's the matter? AI who realized this is not the time to actually self-blaming. She got to get to work. And nothing. She wipes her tears and forced a smile as she got up. Her legs feels like an ice covered on it but managed to walk towards the guests. Murata decides not to mention the news for now and complied to sit on his bed and laid down. The wind pillar, he is alive, right? AI checked the man, Kakashi still holding him up. Yes, just broken ribs and missing fingers. He is out of danger. AI nodded in acknowledgement and pointed on the free bed. Please put him there gently. We will treat him if it needs more care. Kakashi nods and laid the sleeping Sami covers up in bandages. Sumi, Kyo and Naho were smiling. We already put the rest to the other rooms to be laid on. But where is Tanjiro Oniichan? The trio asks. AI is taken aback and does not know how to tell them without crying or losing composure of what they must do right now. But AI knew these girls will eventually grow up as responsible women in replacement of Shinobu's caretaking for all. Listen, Tanjiro is alive. But, she straightened her eyes for contact. The three girls could sense it's something not good. He was turned into a demon like Nezuko-san. Gasp. No way. Tanjiro Nai is strong. AI interrupts and told them some positive statement. Worry not. Remember when Shinobu-sama made an antidote. We can make again. According to the demon guy. EHRM forgot his name but he visited here before. Sumi, Kyo and Naho said in union happy BMO. We can cure him as well. Great. For now AI did not told them what Murata shared, that the antidote was not that effective to Tanjiro unlike how it did to Nezuko. I can't lose. I survived. I got protected. It is now my turn to return the favor. With that AI Kanzaki took a step out to check on other injured people needed treatment. On the other side of the room Tsuyuri Kanao contemplates her blurry world. Her hair is not tied up. They were long. My eyesight is now this poor. I cannot fight anymore, do I? Is what Kanao thought. But then it clicked to her. She is not completely blind. Does this mean she still has something to do? Kanao looked at the ceiling. She breathed in a slow pacing. After all, she was stabbed at her chest. The stab Tanjiro made is fortunately not within her heart's reach. That is why she is alive. And because she is alive and not fully blind, somewhere in her beating heart wished something. I want to still fight. Even if it means to use that technique once more just to bring back Tanjiro-kun. When her hands fisted, a voice echoed on the room. Kanao jerks up and find a clear figure of Shinobu. Master, Kanao could tell she is having illusions. But she did not care, at least she can see her sister who saved her from slavery. Kanao, the battle is not over. I did told you, there is a purpose for having those precious eyesight. The spirit of insect pillar talked to her. Kanao is not a person who believe in spirits since she never encountered them. She could tell her mind is playing games with her. Kanao tilted her head and wondered. Who's this Giyu again? An image of a tall big guy that is always praying with Buddha beads. The stone pillar. Kanao properly sat up this time on her bed. Master, the stone pillar is blind the moment he was born. There is a huge difference between someone who used to have an eyesight that fights and a person becoming blind. I'm troubled if I can even actually fight properly. Even a low-rank demon may eat me. Kanao said to her imaginary Shinobu. The imaginary Shinobu smiled. So you are planning to just wait here until Tanjiro-kun reverts back as a human? What if it never happens? Kanao, you are a strong girl, Mitsukyugo. The kind smile changed into serious ones. I did not train you to be bedridden because of a simple defect. Fight and stand, future flower pillar Kanao. It was a commanding voice. Kanao, who is now realizing that becoming blind is actually scary. Kanao touched the butterfly pin that was laying on the desk beside her right side. It is not over. For Nezuko-chan's sake, I will fight, because I wanted to see Tanjiro-kun again. Kanao had hoped on her own accord. Speaking of Nezuko, she had a bandage on her body to cover the wounds on her left shoulder and claw marks on her back. Then her hands that had some scratches and ripped off nails has also been covered by the bandages. Nezuko sighed. It's been a while since I felt pain. Nezuko closed her eyes to repeat the memory when she was a demon. She got kicked, punched, some demons slash her forehead, another demon cuts off one of her legs. Then a spider web almost sliced her like a grinding meat. She felt those pain, but not as painful when she embraced the attack of her big brother. It hurts like hell, because she is human now ... but she bared with it to carry the weight for the eldest kind brother she ever had. Nezuko also recalled the part Tanjiro buried their family by himself and is crying before sending them off with prayer. Nezuko has not able to pray that time because she is not at herself. Akasen, Hanako, Takeo, Shidru and Rokuta, I'm so sorry. Nezuko was not able to produce tears this time. Instead just felt so alone. Big sister was not able to save you ... and that I survived on my own. I hope your souls had passed on properly and reunited with Otosan. Nezuko intertwines her hands in a shape of prayer for the dead. I promise to bring back Oniichan to our home, she said to nobody. Nezuko is alone at her room, because the rooms that has multiple beds are for the demon slayers who fought with the pillars. Most of them are men, so technically she and Kanao had their solo rooms as privacy. I wonder how is Kanao-chan. In the multiple bedroom laid Zenitsu and Inosuke wearing his mask. It was the same room they had when they first had known the existence of this butterfly estate. But it is now a sad memory. After all, the center bed is empty. Tanjiro, who's laughing in between the two idiots, is not there. Tanjiro, I wonder where he is now, Zenitsu said. Inosuke snorted. Tanjiro will be okay. He is ... he is strong. Zenitsu raised an eyebrow. Of course he is. He conquered the sun after all. Nichiren blade surely can't cut him off. Inosuke snapped, but still unable to move on his bed as he is gravely injured. That's not the point. Nezuko-chan. Tanjiro did not eat Nezuko-chan even after tasting her flesh and blood. Inosuke pouted like a child, arguing facts of what he believes in. If Nezuko-chan overcome her hunger, Tanjiro would too. He might be even eating chestnuts right now. Jahahaha. Inosuke triumphant laugh echoed like he assumed Tanjiro will be like Nezuko when she gave her chestnuts. Zenitsu made a face. Since when you can say names properly? Silence. Zenitsu narrowed his eyes. Oi, say something you wild boar. Inosuke did not respond anymore. You had grown up a bit, didn't you? What happened? Zenitsu can hear it. Inosuke's heartbeat is actually sad. So sad that for the first time he got really concerned on him. The reason he was not worried to Inosuke because Inosuke is reckless. It is always given he will have injuries on every battle. Unlike Tanjiro, he avoids injuries as much as he could but ended up getting them badly. Inosuke, he called. Inosuke fidget. Manitsu. Zenitsu yelled, you are doing that on purpose. I can hear your heart lying. In a comedic way, Inosuke coughs and finally told the truth. There was a upper moon who knew my mom. He killed my mother, my real mother. Zenitsu is surprises. Of course, aren't you raised by boars? What he meant, Inosuke is not supposed to recall memories of her mother if he clearly told them before that he was a baby raised by boars. Inosuke continued, yes, but facing that annoying demon, his memories of killing my mom and how my real mother threw me off a cliff just showed up. It connected to my mind ... and that's it. Silence once more. Zenitsu listened to Inosuke's heartbeat. They were lighter now. I see. Zenitsu did not smile or anything. He traced the sunlight on the window instead and stared at it. At least your mother died for you. With that they spend the rest of the day resting. The sunset has come. Tanjiro had been running without a destination. He made his way to the woods. Tanjiro is so confused of his memories. Which one? Which one? Which one is the real me? His head is screaming. When he stared to the human girl named Nezuko, it ached his heart, but his mind decided to sprint a run. Why is she calling me brother? My name is Muzan, right? Or am Tanjiro? Shaking his head, he did not see the big rock that allowed him to stumble on a lower ground of the forest. Tanjiro rolled down as he eventually hit a tree trunk. Gah, his back ached. Speaking of his backbones, the monstrous tail made from his backbones had returned back inside his flesh. His eyes were not the demonic cat-eyed but a tamed version. Like how Nezuko eyes used to be in a sleep state. Ever since I was born, death had always been with me. A baby laid on a funeral box. Tanjiro, be careful when playing. You might bump the vase. A vase crashed on his forehead. Muzan-sama, you must not get out of the bed. Rest. Some servants pulling his arms to go back to the futon. We're now brothers. If someone goes astray, the rest must pull him back to the right path. A fist bump with two friends. Muzan, our son. What have you done? The maid you ... you ate them. A bloodied body that makes him ache for hunger. Growls. No. Tanjiro grabbed his own head and banged it to the tree trunk. Make it stop. Make it stop. He chanted. But it gotten worse when blood starts to come out of his head. His nails had dug deeply and the fact he headbutting the tree made it all messy. Drip, drop. The smell of blood. He sniffed and begun drooling. It smells nice. Tanjiro tried to pull himself together by covering his nose. Don't smell it. Don't feel it. Don't even think of anything. You are still resisting. What a stubborn brat, Muzan said, displaying his irritation to the kid. If you are that hungry, just eat. Tanjiro jerks behind him and saw the man, the monster. Wait, Muzan. Tanjiro glared. Oh ho, you remember. That's not good. Inside this realm of abyss, Tanjiro sometimes remember that he used to have a loving family until a demon attacked and ate them. Only his sister survived but was turned into a demon. Tanjiro remembers that, but as said, there are times he forgets. Times that he thinks the right memory was Muzan's. That he is a sick little baby spent his whole life almost bedridden. A doctor who is kind enough to try harder but did not end up appreciating it. Killing him as all other doctors told Muzan the same thing. It's hopeless, you cannot be cured. Sorry, everyone turned him down. He hated it. Tanjiro right now feels so much hatred that he cannot be healed. I don't know what you did to my body, but get out of me. You keep taking everything from me. You bastard. Just die already. Tanjiro felt so frustrated that his stomach growled more and more, digging to his cravings. Damn it. He bit his own lips. I want to eat. The fragment of Muzan who's locked up in this abyss mind realm smirked. Perfect timing, he caught his attention. There is a prey coming for you, lucky. Tanjiro's consciousness went back to the real world. His eyes spawned wide and found a man with a rifle pointing at him. The stranger is trembling and sweating terribly. Monster. But, I thought it's a rare animal to hunt. I didn't sign up for this. The man seems to be in his 30s. From the scent, Tanjiro could tell this man had been a hunter for years. Tanjiro smelled once a gunpowder from Genya out of curiosity. But now he smells another strong scent. That yummy scent. Flesh and fresh human as meal. He begun to gulp down the drool, which apparently uncontrolled. Don't come near me, you monster. Out of plain panic, the man fired a shot. Banged, and made Tanjiro vanish on his sight till sharp claws and fangs, tongue licking the saliva, eyes became feral like a red-eyed cat demon of Muzan. Tanjiro digging to bite, or supposed to be, but he recalled someone's warning. It was Nezuko's. Oniichan, do not do that again. Please do not kill anyone. Gasp. Tanjiro proceeded to bite his own left arm. Crunch, blood gushed out to the man's face and shriek even more, get off me. Devil. The man pushed him away. Tanjiro had ignored that gesture and proceeded to eat his own left arm. Help, help, a demon is here. Help. The man screamed for help but eventually ran off somewhere, out of Tanjiro's field of vision. Tanjiro munched at his own left arm. Pathetic, Muzan's voice echoed in his ear. But Tanjiro can't help it. He is enjoying on eating his own left arm. And the fact that it is not his original left arm to begin with. His real left arm was been cut off. Under normal circumstances he is basically armless on his left shoulder. But tears eventually fell on his eyes. Muffling sobs. It tastes good. A flesh, the blood. It tastes good. Tanjiro keep on eating while sobbing and drowning on his own appetite. Muzan in the shadow realm rolled his eyes and crosses his arm. Fine, suit yourself. Let's see how long you can be satisfied on devouring your own body than someone else. Muzan is a very patient man. Sure, we see him killing all the lower moons out of spite. But look, he had been searching and believing to find the blue spider lily. It paid off after all those decades ago, because he eventually encountered the peculiar gift of Kamado siblings, which is why he will patiently wait till Tanjiro accepts his will to become the strongest demon king. 10 minutes passed. A satisfied Tanjiro is now staring blankly at the sky that is now shaded in indigo. His eyes had reverted to the calm ones. Tanjiro has no idea what to do in the future. His future. I want to go home. But he can't. He is too hungry and ashamed of what he has become. And sure, I have hurt them. Tanjiro knew it is not his fault, and he did felt them during the feral state of his that it was not his intention to hurt Nezuko, Inosuke, Zenitsu, and Giyu. Tanjiro sighed. Maybe I should die. Sure, but how? Tanjiro recalled he had overcome the sun. Then that makes the Nichiren blade useless, right? How can he be killed? If he don't eat, he might go berserk. Tanjiro could not imagine himself to be self-controlled like Nezuko if Muzan's whole existence been passed to him. This time, Tanjiro knows the reason now why he ran away. It is because he cannot promise to take control of his mind and body. Until now he gets confused, and it is something he cannot risk if there is no antidote. I miss the mountains. He trailed off and remembered something else. My house. He stood. Right, I can hide there. After all, Tanjiro wanted to go home. So Tanjiro decided for now his destination is to revisit their abandoned home in the mountains. It is nighttime, yet someone knocks at the door frame of Nezuko's room. Knock, knock. She immediately opened her eyes. She is actually a light sleeper. The reason behind this is because every night she would wait for Tanjiro to make it back home after selling charcoal. The demon Nezuko is the complete opposite, always asleep and undisturbed. You are awake, right? The voice speculated. It is a familiar voice. Nezuko sat up. Hearing the sheets moved, Yushiro completely stepped inside of Nezuko's room. Hey there. The boy was kinda nervous. Yushiro is a bit guilty how he treated her before. Never knew the human Nezuko is less annoying. Yushiro-kun, right? Nezuko tried to smile so that it would not be that awkward. Yushiro clears his throat. He is wearing his Demon Slayer uniform. So, I came here at night to ask you something. Nezuko. Nezuko is still a bit sleepy, but she is listening. She rubbed her eyes and nodded Yushiro is a bit hesitant, but he glared at the floor and took a deep breath. Can I have a portion of your blood? Eye contacts. Nezuko's eyes widen. Did he ran out of feeds? But not the least threatened. Who you think you can make Nezuko-chan your food? I'm gonna fucking kill you. Behind the door, Zenitsu is there standing eyeing Yushiro. Zenitsu is in hospital gown given by Butterfly Estate, just like the rest of them dressed that way. He heard the conversation at bad timing. It pissed off the other two. And who the hell want to drink her disgusting blood? Zenitsu grabbed Yushiro's collar. Are you saying Nezuko-chan tastes bad? I really want to kill you now. Zenitsu. Enough. Yushiro and Zenitsu froze and looks at Nezuko. Nezuko is mad. She is mad. Nezuko made a face. If you guys keep disturbing others, I will kick you out. She threatened. Both knew she kicks hard during her demon days. Zenitsu kneeled right away like a dog barking to the owner. Nezuko-chan, forgive me. Do not divorce me. Hey, what are you even doing? Zenitsu clinging to Nezuko's legs as she tries to gently kick him out of her thighs' private places. Yushiro sighed. Look, when I said about having portion of her blood, it is for the sake of trying to replicate the antidote for Tanjiro. The other two went silent. Yushiro continued as he went to gaze up the moon. Tameo-sama wishes to eliminate any traces of Muzan, yet Tanjiro happened to be the victim to extend his identity. Yushiro pulled something out of his pockets. It was Tameo's hairpin. He holds to it dearly. I won't let her research and wish to be in vain. Tameo-sama, no, I will be the last demon on earth if Muzan did not even resurrect inside Tanjiro's. A sad smile crossed his face. I was let alone to live to keep saving lives. It was Tameo-sama's ideal life for me if I hadn't lost interest in living for centuries. Zenitsu just blinked. Nezuko made an empathetic face. Yushiro-kun. Then came another knock on the wooden door. Knocks. Who is it this time? Zenitsu grumbled and saw the man Tomioka Giyu. May I have a moment? Giyu saw Demon Yushiro and Zenitsu in Nezuko's room while lights off. Giyu felt uncomfortable, not to any green thoughts but to interrupt friends while talking, making him embarrass. I'm interrupting their friendship. They won't dislike me, right? Giyu-san. What made you come up here late at night? Nezuko greeted cheerfully, making Zenitsu glare further. Yushiro saw that and rolled his eyes. This Zenitsu guy is so noisy. As for Giyu, who's a bit starstruck, gained composure. I'm here to tell you that Urokodaki will be asking you to come back with him for training. Nezuko's eyes shined. She is excited. Same time, she wanted to thank Urokodaki from taking care of them siblings. Really? Urokodaki-san will go here to take me. Giyu shakes. No, I will be the one to take you there since I believe you do not know how to even get there. He already replied through letter from my crow. Nezuko clapped her hand. All right then, nice to travel with you, Giyu-san. What? You are leaving me behind, Nezuko-chan? I want to come too. Nezuko placed a finger on Zenitsu's lips with a soft smile. Wait for me and be a good boy. Like a big sister tricking a naughty child. Otherwise I won't talk to you again. She crosses her arms. Strike. Zenitsu fall off the floor with nosebleed. Yes, I will behave and wait patiently. And Nezuko-chan. Zenitsu died. Yushiro changed the topic. Wait, let me get your blood sample first. He took out his injection to get some blood from Nezuko, who simply complied, her wrist up. Giyu questioned it. And that is for? Before raise any misunderstanding, Yushiro spats for the antidote. Giyu did not even have doubts and okayed. I see. Giyu started to walk out of the room and reminded her for tomorrow's travel. Early in morning we set off. The early the better, your body will get used to the harsh training. Understood. Nezuko beamed yes sir. Giyu had a small smile but immediately disappeared. Good night, and left. Nezuko is stunned for a second. He smiled. In my memories there was not a single event that he smiled. Nezuko smiled to herself. Oniichan changed him. I'm glad. Morning came. Nezuko already dressed in her worn-out black and pink haori. Nezuko checked herself. It's time to buy for a new kimono, huh? Zenitsu, who happened to woke up early just cause. Do not worry, Nezuko-chan. I will buy you one, so hurry and come back. Zenitsu wiggling his butt. Inosuke, who is behind and wearing his mask, had vein pops. Inosuke also tried to walk despite injuries. Stop being a creep to Nezuko-chan, Minitsu. Zenitsu yelled back to Inosuke, you are doing it again. You think you can get me by that, huh? Huuuh. Nezuko stared at the two idiots and laughed. Ahahaha. Inosuke and Zenitsu pops a question-marked heads. Nezuko wipes her tears from laughing and bowed. Thank you for being friends with my brother. And may you guys be in good care. Till we meet again. Inosuke breaths in his nose, feeling happy. Why yeah. So hurry and fight me once you are done training. Zenitsu's blush disappear upon hearing that statement. Idiot. Let's go. Giyu, who went out of the butterfly estate door. Nezuko joked as her hands on her hips. You are late again. Giyu stopped his tracks, felt guilty. I was. Giyu's mind went to flashback how he was always late whenever he has to save people from demons, but ended up getting there, and all dead. Nezuko saw the bothered expression in Giyu's eyes and told the truth. Just kiddin'. Her long curly hair twirls in the air. Let's go now. Giyu blinks and walked with her face. Alright. And so then, Nezuko and Giyu traveled to Sagiriyama. Tanjiro have reached their abandoned home. It is already morning, not that it would harm Tanjiro. But Tanjiro did not want anyone to see him. Especially he has not seen any mirror nor water to see his reflection. If he is hideous or not. Somehow he managed to go up the other way in mountains instead of the village path below with a lot of humans. This scent is nostalgic yet also horrifying. Despite knowing if he opened the door to their home he might have some flashbacks, or he might even see traces of old blood. Since when he buried them, he focused only to their bodies but not the bloody floor and walls. There was not enough time to clean them anyway. Awakens, Odasen, Hanako, Takeo, Shidru, Rokuta, and Tanjiro gulps and had some sweat drops in his forehead. His hand already at the door and slide them to open home. Surprisingly, there were no traces of blood. The woods were clean. Did someone clean them? Could it be the villagers found out that they had been attacked as nobody went to sell charcoal from Kamado family? I mean, it is 2 years. Eventually people will be concerned of his disappearance. They must have been shocked to find the bloodied house and the graves at the front yard. Sniffing, Tanjiro walked in and mesmerized the scent of his home. Thud. Tanjiro collapsed onto the floor. A voice of an elder reacted on his fall down. Hey. Tanjiro felt a hand touched his back. He slowly bothered to gaze a bit to whoever it is, shocked to find Suburo, the man who lives the nearest to this house, the one who shared him about demon stories and fed him. What the Suburo jaw dropped. Tanjiro. 8 hours passed, traveling, walking in a long uphill road. Giyu was never a conversational person. Nezuko got bored. But same time she doesn't have ideas what would the older like to talk about. Oh, it is a chance to know more about him. Nezuko thought cheerfully to make a bond with him, since maybe, just maybe Giyu still feels responsible for what happened to Tanjiro, that may be the reason he is not talking. She wanted to let him know she is not blaming him. So, when did you become a demon slayer, Giyu-san? Giyu's felt shivers on his spine. She is trying to converse with me. Giyu is nervous not to make the other bored like when she was with Shinobu. He kinda regret how he did not try better to talk to her. Now she is gone, it is too late for that. Shinobu would always tell him how disappointing he is when someone tries to talk to him properly. He did not want that anymore. So he played cool. Around your age. The sentence ended there. But Nezuko wanted to know more. Do you have a sibling too? This time Giyu's face became solemn. Nezuko's face went to her panicked chibi face. Oh no, did I ask something too personal? I need to apologize. Nezuko lifted her hands in air, waving. I am sorry. You do not have to answer. To her surprise, Giyu responded. I'm like you. I was a little brother. I have a big sister. Nezuko's face stopped the chibi face into normal ones. She knew she shouldn't keep asking, but she felt so curious. Is she doing well? Sweat drops. Giyu simply stated the fact. She is dead. Same old story. A demon attacked our house. My sister will be married soon, but instead of running away to save herself, she chose me. Giyu, who is not aware he is doing a free will to share it to another Kamado. It was so bad that it left me to a trauma. I forgot that I had a sibling, because I wanted to get rid of that memory. Then Urikodaki came to pick me up to his home. I met a person named Suburo, who's the same age as me. Nezuko saw Giyu clutched at his haori. He made me recall who am. That I had a loving big sister. Because of that I decided to train with Suburo under Uricodaki's wing. Nezuko is amazed. He can talk normally. Nezuko had her lips smirk. Giyu raised an eyebrow. Is something funny? Nezuko shrugs. I just thought, your sister saved you instead picking her future so that you can develop yourself. She praised. Giyu stopped for a moment. Nezuko looks back, something wrong. Giyu thought to himself, they are similar ... They are indeed siblings. Nothing, let us hurry. Okay. Giyu pondered as they travel if he and her sister even had such similarities. But he would never know. 3 days had passed. They finally reached the Sajiri-yama. Nezuko. Urokodaki called out as the little girl who used to be mute and restrained with bamboo jumped for hug. Urokodaki-san. Urokodaki's hug felt like a father. Nezuko remembered when he hugged her and Tanjiro as a wonderful group hug. You really are human now. The gods have answered Tanjiro's prayer. Urokodaki pulled away from hugging to adjusting his mask, because his eyes are blurry upon tears of joy. Yes, simply. Nezuko smiled. Then Giyu sat on a nearest rock. Urokodaki. Nezuko wanted to become a demon slayer. Urokodaki had stopped crying and straightened. I know. He looked at Nezuko. Nezuko blinked. Smack. Wait. Nope. Surprised, Nezuko had dodged Urokodaki's attempt to hit her a slap in face as first test if her reflexes are good. Nezuko blinked again and wondered. What was that for? She felt scared a bit. Urokodaki felt like he was been trolled. Your brother ... He was slow on reacting. Nezuko did not know that Urokodaki slapped Tanjiro during the shrine demon because she had quickly hid from sunlight that time. Hey, Urokodaki clears his throat. Aim. Just because you are a girl I will go easy on you. You know well how deadly is this job. Like how your brother Tanjiro tried to achieve. Urokodaki knew the bad news how Tanjiro was turned into and the antidote was not enough to save the boy. Yes, please train me to the hardest. Nezuko bowed with determination. I'm the second eldest. If the eldest needs help, I must be there to stand and pick him up back. A smile crossed Urokodaki's face, not that anyone see his reaction behind the Tengu mask. Eat first before we start. Urokodaki welcomed them inside for meal. He is sure Nezuko have been craving for food. Yes, by all means. Giyu, Nezuko and Urokodaki went inside the house. The day is still long. Smack. Wait. Nope. Surprised, Nezuko had dogged Urokodaki's attempt to hit her a slap in face as first test if her reflexes are good. Nezuko blinked again and wondered. What was that for? She felt scared a bit. Urokodaki felt like he was been trolled. Your brother ... He was slow on reacting. Nezuko did not know that Urokodaki slapped Tanjiro during the shrine demon because she had quickly hid from sunlight that time. Hey, Urokodaki clears his throat. Aim. Just because you are a girl I will go easy on you. You know well how deadly is this job. Like how your brother Tanjiro tried to achieve. Urokodaki knew the bad news how Tanjiro was turned into and the antidote was not enough to save the boy. Yes, please train me to the hardest. Nezuko bowed with determination. I'm the second eldest. If the eldest needs help, I must be there to stand and pick him up back. A smile crossed Urokodaki's face, not that anyone see his reaction behind the Tengu mask. Eat first before we start. Urokodaki welcomed them inside for meal. He is sure Nezuko have been craving for food. Yes, by all means. Giyu, Nezuko and Urokodaki went inside the house. The day is still long. Inside. Here, Urokodaki placed a bowl on the table that is meant for them to eat. Wow, Nezuko says in a wonderful glee. Did you cook this for me, Urokodaki-san? Nikujaga. Giyu said the name of the food. That is rare for you to make. Urokodaki continued to place some pot and cups where they will put water to be able to drink. Then other plates needed for extra rice. It was supposed to be a feast. He told them, Nezuko, it has been 2 years since the last you have eaten a human food. I wanted your first to be nutritious as possible. Urokodaki placed his thoughts for her. I was hesitant at first that maybe your stomach might be surprised from it. Urokodaki smirks. Even beneath the Tengu mask you can feel the change of his emotion. But since you will be undergoing training, might as well not to babysit you. If her stomach becomes upset then she fails the endurance of something that can punch her insides. Is the purpose of it. Nezuko smiled. I do not know how to thank enough Urokodaki-san. Nezuko felt melancholy by this overwhelming care. Though I wanted my first meal after those 2 years, to be with you and an Oniichan. She wanted that happy dream to come true. Just the 3 of us living peacefully onto these mountains. Giyu chokes. Nezuko realizes that this is also used to be Giyu's home. She retorts, oh of course Giyu-san can always come by to play. Giyu, who forgot he had no right hand to take the cup of water far from his right side reach. He really felt thirsty, but he also felt too tired to walk up to the other side of the table just to grab the water pot, and since Nezuko is facing him might as well ask for help. He politely asked Nezuko but still stoic. can you help me get my water? Nezuko knowingly understood the situation and handed the cup of water to Giyu's left hand. Thank you. Then he drank the water. Alright, let us pray and eat. Nezuko and Urokodaki clasped their hands together and noticed Giyu cannot do the same thing. We do not meant to be rude. Nezuko was a bit worried to make Giyu felt left out. Giyu raised his one and only remaining hand, making the other air some imaginary hand clasping on it. Thanks for the food, he said. High five. Nezuko suddenly put her hands onto his, making Giyu jump at his sit. There, I put your prayers onto mine, Giyu-san. Then she went back to pray with her own hands. Thanks for the food. Then proceed on grabbing her own chopsticks. Urokodaki simply watched. She is acting like a eldest sister. Seeing Giyu acting like he cannot keep up on his own defect, Urokodaki find it funny. Giyu still is a younger sibling after all. His thoughts trailed off to Suburo. He sometimes remember the days how he raised and trained Suburo and Giyu. After that he pick up Mekomo, till the tragic tale is left to be reminiscence. Dear gods, may you shine the path of Tanjiro, who is currently in darkness. Just like Nezuko used to be. Is that he prayed for along with the food. Nezuko begun to eat. It melted in her mouth, the meat and vegetables. It is so good. Hot. Nezuko accidentally burned her own tongue, but not enough to make her curl like a ball. Urokodaki quickly gave her the pot of water to pour her cup. You are human now, not a hungry beast. Calm down. He was like a doting father. Nezuko laughed it out though. Sorry. Giyu's Nikujaga fell onto the table and rolled over till it reached the floor. It fell. Giyu stared at the meat, feeling rejected. The food does not dislike me, right? But this time Urokodaki and Nezuko's heart become pitiful of Giyu's situation. Because Giyu is right-handed. He cannot use the chopsticks properly for using his left arm. I remember I had a spoon. Urokodaki sat up and began searching for a better food tool for Giyu to dine in. Where is it? As he searched in the drawers of kitchen, Giyu's stomach growled. Nezuko felt responsible, so she took her own chopstick to grab another meat from Giyu's bowl to feed him temporarily. Here, say ah. Giyu made a chibi confused face. Excuse me. Nezuko pouted. Come on, do not be prideful. Eat up. She shoves the food in Giyu's mouth, making him more and more confused. I can handle it myself, but he chewed the delicious food until he gulped down. Nezuko teased. Better. Giyu felt ashamed as an older person getting spoon-feed. Thanks. You are most welcome. She reminds me of Tanjiro. Tanjiro's kindness. Finally Urokodaki found the spoon that usually used for soups. Here you go. Just adjust to it like Uzui the sound pillar did. Giyu politely bowed as he accepted the spoon. Yes, I will. And proceed on struggling to eat using his left hand. Nezuko also proceeded to eat as Urokodaki did too. When they finished, Nezuko had a lonely thought. Oniichan must be very hungry right now. Even though it is her first delicious meal after all those years, she wasn't really satisfied for some reason. It did not felt surreal. Maybe because the problem and trial was never over. A little bit later Nezuko took a bath that Urokodaki prepared. Meanwhile Urokodaki and Giyu is having a conversion. Urokodaki helped to undress Giyu's Haori to take a look at his bandaged body, especially the missing right arm. With this you cannot be a pillar anymore. You should resign, Giyu. There is nothing to be ashamed. He lectured. But Giyu instead found his pocket and took out something that made Urokodaki gasp and almost felt a stung onto his heart. That cloth, it is a piece of Tanjiro's Haori. He remembered them so well. It was the boy's trademark besides his scar on forehead. Giyu gripped tight onto it and glanced at the right sleeve of her sister's Haori that is torn up. He put Tanjiro's remaining parts of Haori to Urokodaki's hand. I have a request. Urokodaki can tell what it was. This happened before when Suburo died, and the fact that he missed his sister's presence. In order not to break Tomioka Giyu, Urokodaki will allow it if it is the reason why the man still stood onto his sanity. Please, so Tanjiro's Haori is the replacement of my right arm sleeve. Urokodaki gently accepted Tanjiro's Haori. It still had some blood, but not enough to stain the rest of it. It is still washable and reparable. Alright, I understand. Urokodaki took a box of sewing kit. But you do not plan to rest, don't you? Urokodaki saw it the rising tide in Giyu's usually blank eyes. He is so ting to fight despite the lack of grip onto his sword. Am responsible, he told him. Till the end. I'll always be. Urokodaki decided to put aside the sewing box for now after noticing that the Haori for Giyu and Tanjiro's should be cleaned first, and so then he stood. Your Haori and this Haori need some laundry, and so are you. Take a bath after Nezuko. Thank you for hospitality, is all Giyu responded with his mind occupied by sunshine. Tanjiro, I'm sorry I failed to protect you. I will try harder. If another miracle will occur. Giyu prayed that Tanjiro will fight the hunger and remain humane as possible. Otherwise it will be all too late. Nezuko, who undressed. She was advised by AI to be careful letting hot water touch her wounds. Looks like today's bath won't be that relaxing. Nezuko hoped bathing now would not sting or reopen her wounds. Slowly she unwrapped her bandages from her left shoulder, then to her back and chest. Nezuko is unable to see the wound behind her back as for there is no mirror on this bathroom. But she did glance onto her shoulder's bite mark. They are almost healed. Then she marched forward. There is thankfully a tub and a drum. Nezuko can choose to dip in or just little bit of sprinkle. I really want to bath badly. Nezuko knew training will be bruises and dirt. Might as well be all cleaned. So she chooses the tub. Oh wait, she realized she has not unwrapped her hands' bandages. She wondered how her rips off nails looks like. Ugh, I hope not that terrible. She gulps, then proceeded to remove the bandages surrounding her hands, until her eyes widen. Her supposed to be rip-off nails had apparently grown back just after spending travel of 3 days. Is this even normal? Kumodori Mountain. This is where Tanjiro and Nezuko home is. It is in Okutama County, Tokyo Prefecture. Tanjiro finally made it back home after long hectic ride. But it was not a victorious return, for he cannot be with Nezuko. Suburo's jaw dropped upon seeing the boy he had not seen for almost 2 years. Tanjiro. Immediately Tanjiro flipped around the other way and scrambled to the darkest spot of the household with hopes that he won't be discovered too soon. He raised up his hands to tell the man not to get close. He will see me. He will see me. What should I do? He will be scared for sure. Don't come near me. He shrieked. The old man Suburo is confused. He can tell by the hair and the voice it is definitely the sweet young boy he had always took care of whenever the kid gets late to go home. It's okay, Tanjiro. He placed his one hand to his chest, patting on them and forcing a relief smile. He is still of course too shocked on this reunion. It's me, Suburo. Do you not remember? As he stepped closer, that's where he fully seen how Tanjiro looks like. Red eyes demon with strange marks on his face, sharp claws with fangs. Quickly Suburo's comforting voice turned to a terrified squirrel. Why you're a demon. No. Tanjiro's mind screamed to try and explain to the elder. No, that's not it. Don't come closer. This time it was Suburo's turn to put his hands on air. Why do not tell me you killed your family. Tanjiro's eyes flickered in realization. Does that mean the one who cleaned the blood here is Suburo-san? Tanjiro went silent. The old man Suburo began sweating and his legs were so heavy to even run. No way. Tanjiro is a demon all this time. Wait, I need some weapon. But it might be useless. They cannot be easily killed. Tanjiro replied as if he heard man's thoughts. No, Suburo-san. My family, or, to be exact, I'm a human since my birth. But 2 years ago. His red eyes glimmered with sadness, making Suburo caught with it. Such gentle eyes for a demon. Tanjiro stood and continued to retell the story, if he even remember it correctly. You see, 2 years ago when you told me not to go up the mountains cause it is late. That a demons might come and appear. I was not expecting to meet my family slaughtered by the rumored demon you speak of. Tanjiro stared at the floor trying to recall the right memories. Everyone is dead. Except Nezuko, my little sister is breathing. Nezuko. Suburo does remember there is a second eldest named Nezuko. Where is she then? He asks. Tanjiro bit his lips and continued to share the old man the old tale. Nezuko was turned into a demon and she attacked me. Suburo shakes his head and pointed. Is that why you are also a demon? No, I was able to bring Nezuko back to her senses. But Nezuko is not the one who ate my family's corpse. There was a different demon named Kibutsuji Muzan. According to that devil, he always hated these Hanafuda earrings I have. Tanjiro touched his earrings, making Suburo look at it as well, intently. He killed them out of spite. Then a demon slayer came to save me and helped me to tame Nezuko's cravings. Tanjiro put a sad smile. Suburo recognized very well those gentle eyes. You cannot call them demonic. I became a demon slayer, Suburo-san. Those 2 years, we fought demons. I left this place without saying goodbye, for I do not wish to harm Nezuko. Or this place, the people in it. Tanjiro shrugs a little and touched his forehead softly. What was the next thing happen again? Tanjiro paused as Suburo is waiting for him to finish explaining. And my sister was been revert to a human. I killed this Muzan. But Tanjiro felt like crying, but he couldn't. Do not break down yet. You can do it. You are the eldest. Then, suddenly he consumed me on his last breath to transfer his bloodline as a demon. Tanjiro felt so disgust. That is why he was trembling. Suburo felt his warnings on body had been washed away. Ah, this is indeed Tanjiro. He is not a demon that killed my wife and child. That is why I had become like this. Tanjiro suddenly felt the man so close and embraced him. Suburo-san, I'm glad you are not dead. It tightened, making Tanjiro's eyes widen. He touched me. I mean, this me. Tanjiro never felt much comfort until this present. I mean, he had been running from his urges into a demon. I went up to check to you and your family, you know. Suburo had his own tears streaming down his cheeks. I was wondering why you had not gone back to resell charcoals, only to find some graves on the front yard, then when I looked inside. It was the same scenery I experienced when my wife and child was been eaten. Suburo felt the remaining anger he had, even though the demon was been slayed by some random demon slayer of who knows years ago. I counted the graves, but there were 2 missing. I could not tell whose and which bodies were buried, so I decided to clean the house up, that maybe someone will come back. He ended the embrace and showed Tanjiro his smile. Turns out you and Nezuko were okay after all. Tanjiro felt so warm that his eyelids finally registered to cry as well. Suburo-san. Tanjiro cried out on his arms. Suburo-san. Help me, I'm so tired and hungry. I don't know what will I do from now on. He avoided to put his nails on the man's clothes. He just put them on the man's chest in a form of fist. He did not want to accidentally scratch them. I cannot go back to Nezuko's side. There is no antidote left or anything that can kill me, because Tanjiro is ordered to eradicate demon slayers. It might be safe with other humans rather than. Suburo understands yet doesn't really see the clear picture since he is not that knowledgeable how demon slayer works and what antidote is he even referring to. Suburo just patted Tanjiro's shoulders. For now maybe you should change clothes. This is your home after all. The drawers where your family's stuffs are still there. He pointed at the drawer. Tanjiro nodded like a good boy and begun sniffing around the clothes that were not been stained by that bloody day. Tanjiro opens the drawing and found colorful haoris and kimono. He missed them. It's Hanako's favorite kimono. He shuts the drawer and opened another one. Oh, Tanjiro saw a black kimono for men. He touched the fabric and he remembered another distant memory. These are the monfuku we used when Oniichan died. Tanjiro pulled out the black endearing kimono and took a sniff. So nostalgic. So lonesome. But somehow Tanjiro felt nice with it. Maybe I wear this. Tanjiro didn't really like black haoris or kimonos, but something makes him like the black ones now. Little did he knew that was Muzan's taste. Tanjiro decided to unfold the monfuku to see if it his size to wear. Then his eyes dropped down to a green and black checkered scarf. It was Takeyo's spare scarf. This is. Quickly he grabbed and hugs them. Takeo. He is still Tanjiro after all. Tanjiro really liked his green and black checkered haori, but it was been torn and he had no idea where its other parts is. Tanjiro nodded. This too will be my outfit now. Quickly he unbuttons the worn-out Demon Slayer uniform. Suburo suddenly noted that he should take a bath first if he is planning to change onto it. After all, he had trails of blood on his arms. By the way, whose blood is that? There was a bit of suspicion with Suburo's eyes. He feared Tanjiro had eaten a human being. Tanjiro immediately said in defense, "It's my blood. I fell on a tree trunk and it healed. Partly yes, partly lies. It's okay, he does not need to know I eat my own left arm and then it regenerates like that." Tanjiro grabbed his new intended outfit and went to their house's restroom. Undressing himself completely, Tanjiro looked at his body. The marks had spread. Ignoring it, he went inside the drum. They are poor to build an actual bathtub. Minutes passed. This drum is filled with hot water. Looks like Suburo had been maintaining their household for them. I see. Suburo-san's wife and child were eaten by a demon. No wonder he was so concerned to me those days. Tanjiro splashed some water onto his face for rejuvenation. He sighed. But now I'm a demon. Not like Nezuko but like Muzan. Tanjiro realizes the water drum he is in. He can see his face reflection but not fully as there is not enough space to do so. He touched his own face and ran his fingers to cover his right eye that should have been blind. My eyes they look just like his suddenly hands snaked onto Tanjiro's back. Even though physically Muzan is not there to touch him, he felt them real. Shadow hands tried to make his body shiver. And why is that you did not attack the man HM? Tanjiro spoke alone. He forgot Suburo might be hearing him. Muzan. The water splashes making the amount of water in the drum decreases. Tanjiro cannot move as Muzan's hugging him at the back. You should just give up. Your family is dead. There is nothing else for you to cling to your humanity. Poisonous lies. Tanjiro's head begun hurting again. Why can't you do your own tip? You are long dead for decades. You should start thinking to rest in peace. Tanjiro. No, Muzan whispered in his ears making his body so tensed up. That is wrong Tanjiro if you are that lonely. You can use your blood demon arts. You have it in you. Try it, and you will be appreciating my blood that I had passed on to you. He covered Tanjiro's eyes by his cold hands. It is time for you to make servants who will help you hunt food. Slice. Tanjiro had made a small cut to his own finger. Muzan is controlling him. The blood made its way to his water drum, making it look like a pool of blood. His heart became anxious. He feels frenzy now. No. Stop it, Tanjiro. Tanjiro's drum fell over when he violently got startled by Suburo. Tanjiro. Suburo was a little bit scared, but seeing Tanjiro's eyes were not scary, he decided to trust a little. You okay? Seeing Tanjiro naked, Suburo tried his best not to stare on the weird marks on the lad's body. They look like an image of fire. Because it is too many, it looked like some fraternity tattooed the boy, or a beast had marked its property. Meanwhile, Tanjiro's head have looked side to side and Muzan is not there. He is gone. Tanjiro then realized that the drum was not filled with blood but just plain water. I'm hallucinating. That's not good. Suburo-san, I really appreciate you caring for me, but I rather have you go back home. Tanjiro cannot trust himself with another human being. He might get too hungry and be unable to stop it. Suburo knows why. You said you are hungry. How will you possibly eat without eating a human? He was curious. Tanjiro rubbed the back of his head. There is a way actually. Blood. Just blood is enough. Tameo said so, and together with Yushiro they had proven that. But, can he even revert back to a human if he tastes blood? What if that only pushes him further for demonification? Like for real, just blood with no flesh. Well, Tameo and Yushiro was judged to be human by Demon Nezuko, so maybe it is okay for him. But he did not want Muzan to be happy. I met a demon once who said they can survive by just blood. Does not necessarily means to eat human flesh to flesh. He felt uncomfortable on this topic. Though, it has to be a human blood no matter what. Suburo narrowed his eyes then turns his back. I do not want you to kill anyone. I will be back. Get dress, fix yourself. Let me try to ask some blood bag from the village. They has a small clinic there. And no, I can't have you do that. Suburo-san, that is a crime. Suburo snaps at him. You're a demon now. Who knows how long you will be sane. If it's just blood, then that's the least humane way to eat. Suburo was angry, because this good boy Tanjiro had to become like this. It is too awful to bear. He wanted to at least let him stay humane as possible. I am sorry. Tanjiro shook his head. Suburo went away to wear his slippers and tapped the doorway. I will be back tomorrow. I bet even if I get the blood it will be by dawn. I treasure my life. He knew Tanjiro was just worried that he might kill him accidentally. But there is nothing left for Suburo to treasure. So it is okay. Do not open the door to anyone except me. Got it. Tanjiro decided to obey. Okay, and tenderly said, be safe. Suburo waved a hand without looking back. The door shuts and left Tanjiro in this dark household. Tanjiro felt lonely indeed. He gave himself a hug to clear the unnerving embrace of Muzan earlier. I hate myself like this. He sobs, Aniki. I cannot set my heart ablaze anymore. And so, sorry, Rengoku household. Sanjiro Rengoku, Kyoujuro's little brother. Another day for him to sweep the front yard of their household. He had no talent to become a slayer even if he wanted to. Tanjiro told him it is okay not to follow his brother's footsteps, since there must be a different line of talent awaits for him. Not until Shinjiro Rengoku, their father, told him the bad news. Tanjiro ... he had become Muzan's successor. Sanjiro couldn't believe his ears as he is usually sweeping the yard. They are searching for him, but for now the pillar had been eradicated. His father scratched the back of his head. Or doomed. Sanjiro's heart sank. No way. Tanjiro Nyaisen has. His hands unknowingly gripped tight at the broomstick he was holding. Meanwhile, unaware, Shinjiro kept on scratching his back, head and his buttocks. Should I just go back to become a pillar? He thought out loud. Sanjiro heard it and snaps in bewilderment. Really, father? You will return back to the way you used to be. Sanjiro was wishful yet worried that his father is not really in shape anymore to fight. Shinjiro got irritated though, but not directly to his son. It's just to himself. Well ... we're damned. Of course there's no choice. Who else could? Sanjiro sensed that his father is just stressed out to make decisions. So Sanjiro decided to say something he never thought he would say again. I'll be the pillar. Shinjiro almost fell on the floor in angry. Excuse me. He pointed at his son. You can't even lift a sword properly. Sanjiro is unfortunately determined. If there is a will, there is a way. Sanjiro is angry for the first time. Aniki and Tanjiro Nyaisen ... they taught me the things I can never seize. Sanjiro threw the broomstick somewhere and puts a fist to his chest as a resolve. I want to be like that too. This time Shinjiro is trouble if he should get angry or not. I mean, there is a tendency Shinjiro will die and no one will carry on the Rengoku clan further. Maybe as the father he should sacrifice instead. Look, you can't be like your brother. He discouraged him purposely. Shinjiro furrowed his eyebrows though. I'm not trying to be like my brother. Father. He stomped his feet and made his father's eyes widen. For a moment he saw Kyojuro's spirit shadowing Shinjiro. The boy exclaimed, I will be someone who can do the things he wanted. I want to make you, Aniki and Tanjiro nice and proud. He is growing up, isn't he? Shinjiro feared it. Feared his remaining son will go away somewhere. Will he lit a fire somewhere and become a smoke? It really is in their blood. I used to be like this, wasn't I? I know you will not teach me, so I will take my leave. Shinjiro went inside their house and it looks like he will pack some things. Shinjiro begun panicking. Wait. Where the hell are you even planning to train to? Shinjiro stubbornly packed his things and answered. Yuzui-san may help me. I might become a pulp, but if it is the only way this time. Shinjiro grabbed Shinjiro's shoulders. Stop it. I can't have you dying on me. Shinjiro froze. I never seen father so desperate about my existence. Kyojuro's death was really devastating. I know he does not want to lose another son, but still. Shinjiro needed to grow up, it is what he told himself. I can't remain as a little boy forever. Not until demons are gone for us to all live a normal life without being even afraid. A moment of staring contest. The other gave up. Sighs, look, I'll teach you. What? Shinjiro heaved another sighs. We used to train together. It won't be different than today. It is merely a fact from the past. Shinjiro has completely resigned from Shinjiro's will to become a demon slayer wannabe once more. Father, tears of joy forming in Shinjiro's eyes. Damn it. Why does our bloodline always thirsty to help others? Is it because we are strong? Yeah, even Shinjiro's father or the grandfather of Rengoku kids is always on to justice. The protect the weak because you are strong mindset. Since when did I stop becoming like that? Shinjiro stopped believing because no matter how many times he fight demons, nobody is really saved. Just another empty hole to fill for another new youth sought to become a demon slayer, either revenge or the worry and care to not let others experience what they did. Never-ending tragic cycle, so he thought to give it up. But not his two sons who he already influenced and hammered that kind of belief to their heads. That is why Kyoujuro died. His wife died. And now his son Tanjiro is starting to grow up and think for himself on how to use his body, mind, soul, and his heart. It sucks really. And so father and son went to their yard where they used to train together as an image of father having bonding with his kids. But now it has been decreased to one. Just there is Tanjiro. Alright, let's see. Suddenly Shinjiro whipped Tanjiro by the shinai he is holding. Wham! Tanjiro also had his own shinai, but he did not expect his father to start right away. Immediately Tanjiro flew meters from one whip on his shinai to the other's shinai. Wah! Shinai is a kendo sword. Tanjiro fell over his butt and rubs them. Oh ouch! Then the tip of the wooden sword was pointed above him. Rule number 1. Always stand up after getting beat up. His father glared down. I have beaten you many times whenever I'm drunk. This should have been easy for you to bear. Tanjiro's eyes blazed with a bit of fear and excitement. Father is not taking lightly of my resolve. He slowly stood and tried to compose his stance. I shouldn't waste this opportunity while he is still motivated. True, it is not like Tanjiro was not beaten by his father. Whenever his father is drunk and Kyoujuro is not there to calm the angry man, he would throw him some bottle of sake and punch him, kick him, or pull his hair out of being simply annoyed when he is told to stop drinking. Yeah, Tanjiro swung his kendo sword, too slow. This time Shinjiro whipped Tanjiro's legs. The kid bawled like a hurt monkey. Arg, that really hurts. Shinjiro slaps the shinai to the ground. Idiot, if that was a real demon hit, your legs would have been torn off. His father is not holding back, it seems. He got to try harder. 2 years, eh? His father made another sword stance. If 2 years you can't land a hit on me, I won't let you take the final exam. Nor will teach you the breath of flame. Shinjiro had been there. The final exam had demons. Tanjiro, he cannot see him surviving that. Maybe it was futile after all. But then he did not want to disrespect his son further than what he did at the past before Kyojuro's death had opened him up to fix himself once more. Yes, father. They keep doing body beating to each other. Tanjiro had never landed a hit on his father. So other exercise for becoming a flame swordsman most of the time is staying in a sauna, and must not collapse from meditation. Being able to touch hot pots without flinching. Doing 100 sword swings, running and foot practice, carrying weight of 2 jars that has a pack of ashes inside. Tanjiro Rengoku started his hype training with his father. Meanwhile inside the butterfly estate, he isn't waking up. How weird. Ai checked on Shinazugawa Sanmi. Even though he is very injured, but it is not something that make you put in a state of coma. It has been 3 days since the incident with Muzan's deadly battle. Sami should be up by now. How strange. Doesn't he want to wake up at all? By that AI went out of his room and proceeded to go to Kanao's room. Kanao-sama, I'm entering. But Kanao is not there at all. Kanao-sama. AI ran through the whole butterfly estate and finally spotted the girl whose hair already tied up to her usual side ponytail except she had no butterfly hairpin attached to her head. What are you doing? It only has been 3 days, you are not completely Oka. Kanao instead starting to focus on her breaths. It's normal for Kanao to ignore everyone. Not until Tanjiro taught her to speak or reply if she wanted to. Oniichan, Kanao called. AI slowly went near her until she is in her field of vision. Much better. I have to train. Please let me. This blurry world. I need to adjust myself. I will be fine. She smiled. And it broke AI's heart. Kanao-sama. Because Kanao's right eye is completely blind and her left eye just barely can see. You will really become blind if you keep fighting Kanao-sama. Is this what Shinobu-sama would have wanted? Or maybe she is better off. Then it struck AI. Wait, Kanao-sama is not a coward like me, so I should respect it. In fact, I should be doing this as well. Gritting her teeth, AI began to accept the reality that Shinobu is no longer here for some final decision. Obviously Kanao has to be responsible now. It made AI thought to practice as well. Alright, she lifts her fist. I will also start to improve my sword skills. This time Kanao blinked. The AI then placed some jars in a form of circle then provided Kanao a wooden sword. Hit them as you dodge me, she said. Kanao then is able to see that AI is also holding a spare wooden sword. If you cannot master this, you cannot be on the battlefield anymore. Acting smart, AI is good at doing therapy training after all, so she knew exactly what Kanao needs to master. It is for her to be able to move and attack even if her world is not as clear as it used to be. Their training started. Kanao, who is a bit nervous that she had always relied with her eyesight. She thought about Gyomai the stone pillar. Gyomai-san is able to act like he sees things despite not seeing things. Closing her eyes to focus, seizing the impending darkness that should have consumed her long ago. I have to become one with the darkness and see the traces of light. Kanao saw from her behind inside her imagination field. AI is gonna pose a strike. Whack. What the? AI is surprised Kanao had moved away. Is my bloodthirst that strong she felt it? AI is a bit challenged, as expect or at Suguko. A smirk laid on her lips. Then how about this? From a direct attack AI lifted and swung her wooden sword horizontally by purposely aiming to break Kanao's footing. Take this. Kanao meanwhile got alarmed since AI was too fast for her to see. Oh, it is not that AI is fast. She is in fact slow. It's just I'm not used to my new vision graphics. Kanao tried her best to move to the other side and begun to attack the nearest jar. Whack. The jar shattered in front of AI. The jar had some water on it. It splashes onto her. She immediately squeaked. Oh shoot. Realizing as Kanao will do a surprise attack any moment. However, Kanao disappeared from her eye range. Where is she? Kanao actually leaped above her and smashes the other jars with intention of making AI get wet. Whack, whack, crash, ugh, I can see. Kanao's world is still blurry as ever. Her vision is like a window glass that had some fog on it. She can see the unclear figure of AI. She can only see AI's face clearly whenever she is too close to be in her face. That's how bad Kanao's vision is after using the breath of Lily Spider on Tanjiro. Shinobu did told Kanao she can freely use all kinds of breath flower attacks except the Higanbana. AI felt frustrated and does a U-turn whipped of her weapon. Stay put. What surprised her, Kanao got hit. Whack. Kanao is now frozen in spot and slowly her hands made its way to her head that had some bump from AI's attack. Oh. Kanao began shaking in her chibi form. Kanao-sama. Kanao is not the type of person to get hit on training. She is surprised by it herself. Ai-chan hit me like that. If that is a demon, I'm surely dead. Ai started to pat her head while frantic. Sorry. There. Let me massage the lump. Gee, thank you, Ai-chan. Kanao sobs like a little girl but not overreact. It made AI smiled. There. After a bit of rest, the two decided for round 2. This time, I'll make it more threatening. Get used to it, Kanao-sama. Bring it on. Basically, Kanao had her eye training and AI improving her sword skills. She is good at hand-to-hand combat, but that does not apply to kill demons. AI is helped by Kanao on sword as she helped Kanao for eye therapy. In Mount Sajiri, Nezuko is done bathing. She was reluctant to share the weird thing happening to her fingernails. Maybe they do heal for 3 days. Right. She is not a demon still, right? Her thoughts were cut off when Giyu entered the bathroom. You are done, right? Giyu's chest is exposed with his wounds. He had a towel beneath. Nezuko blushed a bit. She does see a male's body since she takes care of her little brothers, and sometimes Tanjiro will be naked when dressing at home. But it sure is uncomfortable to see a stranger almost naked. Why yes, Giyu, who's not even realizing he is being rude and dense. Nezuko just got out of bath too. Nezuko, though already dressed in new kimono that Urokodaki prepared. It resembles the clothes Tanjiro wore when he was in training. Urokodaki is calling for you, by the way. Giyu proceeded to enter the bath as Nezuko made her way out. Oh okay. Nezuko shuts the door and sighs. He is awkward, I must say. That's why nobody liked Giyu. He is awkward and weird. But it was not a bad thing. Nezuko should adjust. She brushes her hair and notices a familiar box on the room. She slid the door and found her box. This box. It is Oniichan's box. Nezuko knelt down to check the worn-up box. Yes, it is the box Nezuko had stayed during her travel with her brother. How on earth did I fit here? She tried to enter the box out of curiosity. Nezuko realized her buttocks are in the air as she attempted to enter the box. She now begun to feel so embarrassed. Oh right, I cannot fit in this box anymore. Urokodaki decided to ignore her flushed face and says, follow me outside. Nezuko went outside and saw Urokodaki had another drum with water on it. You done? He asks. Nezuko walked to him. Yes. Nezuko had peeked onto the drum. Urokodaki begun instructing her what her training is. First you must practice not to breathe for long in that drum. After that you had to do 100 push-ups, 100 swing of sword. Nezuko was a bit disappointed. She thought she will be climbing the mountains like her brother did. But it looks like Urokodaki is doing a different approach of training to her. You are not going easy on me, right? Nezuko hoped Urokodaki will take her seriously. Urokodaki coughed. I'm always serious. It's just that your bloodline is a fire breath user, right? What I did to Tanjiro is the way of water breath user. Urokodaki tapped the drum with water. I'm gonna teach you still the breath of water but in a different exercise. I do not know much regards breath of fire, but I tried looking to other context of books that this can help you with it. So basically Nezuko will be using breath of water and yet she must not. You are telling me to train the breath of fire on my own. A nod. I got ya. Nezuko slapped her cheeks. Alright. Here I go. And drowns herself in the drum. Urokodaki echoed. The longer you able to focus not breathing there, the better chances you can climb the mountains than your brother did. As sure gulps is Nezuko's mistake. She accidentally drank some water and coughs violently. It hurts. Urokodaki casually smacks the back of Nezuko. Do not waver. Oh. Then Urokodaki realizes what he has done. Forgive me, child. Is your wound still hurting? Nezuko then wondered about her back. Ooh. Urokodaki watched as Nezuko decided to strip to show her back. Actually, I'm not sure. Can you look for me? When she showed her back, Urokodaki gasped. What is it? Is it ugly scars? Nezuko is nervous. She hoped it was not what she thought. Urokodaki touched her back. His finger ran to the small marks of wounds. But now they are too faded to even call scars. You do not have the wound anymore. What in the heavens is this? Nezuko's bitten shoulder was supposed to be ... It is also gone. It looked like pimples, but it eventually faded like it was never there. Nezuko puts back her kimono on and tied them. She faced Urokodaki and unwrapped the fake bandages she to her hands. One more thing. My fingers' nails went back too fast. Though it's not yet its original size ... But they had grown after 3 days ... Is that normal? Urokodaki went silent. He thought silently. ... Is Nezuko still half demon then? It takes 6 months for fingernails to grow back. And the wounds she had been given will last about at least a month depending how deep the wound is. Nezuko ... Is it alright if we get to an advanced phase of training? Moments of silence. Urokodaki and Nezuko had climbed up the mountains, reaching the peak point. You know the drill. With that, Urokodaki disappeared. Out of nowhere a trap of logs swung to hit Nezuko, but Nezuko reflexes was to kick it. What? Kicks? When she kicked the log, another trap activated. Some random bamboo pipes made its way to attempt on hitting her. To Nezuko's surprises, she jumped over it and kicks another trap away from her. What's happening on my body? This isn't normal. It's like Nezuko had used a cheat code. Her body is moving on its own. As if, I know ... My body remember the days that I had fought demons. Maybe that is why my body is not surprised but my mind is. Landing with her feet like a alerted cat. Nezuko's ground collapsed. Nezuko's able to grab on wall and tried to pull herself up. That's close. She gulps as she saw underneath her were sharp things. I take it back ... He is not going easy on me. Nezuko did not know that Urokodaki is used to training girls as slayers too. Like Makomo, she was not physically strong but is quick and smart. Except one flaw, Makomo is short-tempered. That is why she was pissed off by the boulder demon in final exam. I will get down this mountain. Nezuko began running down the mountain path as traps kept on activating. She got some bruises along the way. She even hit her head to a tree trunk forgetting to duck down. Her breathing started to feel hard to grab oxygen. I can't angry muscles appeared on her face that resembles her demon form when going in action. Loose. Surprisingly, Nezuko is able to go down the mountains back to Urikodaki's house. She was faster to go down than her brother. The fact she had less bruises and scratches shows that she is very agile. This is promising. It's just making Urikodaki question it. Is Nezuko strong as human, or because of the previous influence of becoming former demon? But Urikodaki saw how Nezuko is hurt and is tired. Maybe in the end it is indeed the Kamado sibling powerful trait. They do not give up once they started something they wanted. Next morning came. Tanjiro opened his eyes because he heard a knock on the door. Knock, knock, came the voice of Suburo. Tanjiro, you awake? The man was hesitant first to open the door. He hoped Tanjiro is still sane, in case he had a machete with him. Since Tanjiro is not responding at all, Suburo opened the door and found Tanjiro lying at the floor. It looked like Tanjiro just woke up. Why are you even sleeping at the floor without having a futon? He questioned the boy. But Tanjiro is zoning out. You are okay, right? He waved a hand to Tanjiro, who suddenly sniffed. Sniff, sniffs, what is that smell? Tanjiro looked straight to Suburo, who is kneeling to be on his level. I was able to get a blood bag. Suburo opened his bag pouch and revealed a blood bag. He put it onto the floor and pushes it to slide to Tanjiro's reach. Suburo was still alert. He decided not to be too close to Tanjiro, knowing the kid has not eaten anything. For Tanjiro, he was not listening to him. He was busy sniffing the blood bag. It smells weird. It doesn't smell the normal blood. Don't be embarrassed. I will get used to it. Suburo gulps and wipes his sweat on his forehead. Tanjiro grabbed the blood bag and licked it. He purred. It's soft. Then his fangs went bigger and dig in to bite the bag. Suburo tried to clear his throat. Amazing. He is really not human anymore. Tanjiro, who doesn't seem to be himself, had fully drank the blood bag until there was nothing left. He was relief. As for Suburo, he made his way to the door but still watching Tanjiro. I'm doing the right thing. Suburo thought this a million times in his head when he headed to the village. If Tanjiro can be petted to drink blood so that he won't urge to look at human flesh. Tanjiro, who is dozing off, wipes the blood in his mouth and smiled. Thanks for the meal, Suburo. How Tanjiro thanked him did not feel like Tanjiro at all. He felt something is wrong. Tanjiro, you right. Instead, he met a smirk on Tanjiro's gentle face. The demon marks appeared brighter, and his eyes shine like a crimson flower. Suburo-san, right. Tanjiro tilted his head and started approaching the old man. Suburo's heart started to beat again. Calm down, calm down. Don't scare Tanjiro. Do not make him angry, or maybe he doesn't recognize me. Suburo hoped he did the right thing. He just blinked, then Suburo felt a finger lifts his chin up. Observing eyes of Tanjiro is there, and he is wearing an evil smirk. Tanjiro, he called him. Tanjiro yawned. Merchai, you found me a very wonderful blood bag. I must reward you. Merchai, what? Reward? Huh? I'm even speaking to Tanjiro. Suburo felt restrained even though Tanjiro had already let go of his face. Tanjiro casually stretched, then proceeded to poke his finger one to his fangs. Right, I should reward you. I will make you see your beloved wife and child. When Suburo heard that, he thought Tanjiro will kill him when he said you will meet your wife and daughter. Tanjiro snap out of it, boy. To his surprise, Tanjiro drip his blood on the floor. The other free hand of Tanjiro is hovering on his forehead, as if Tanjiro is trying to recollect memories. An image of wife and child that Tanjiro used to talk on his human days before they had passed away. He took all its detail, carve it into his blood. That's how they look like. Suddenly the blood that had stained the floor begun rising up as if it is molding into something. Suburo panic and grab his machete. Don't do this to me, Tanjiro. He cursed. Blood demon art replication. Suburo's world stopped when the blood took a human figure. It was his wife and child. What? How is this even possible? His wife and child is there in front of his eyes now. Alive, my love. Is his wife, my little darling. His child. Suburo tried to control himself not to be fooled but ended up hugging the two figure. I'm sorry, till he burst out crying so hard. He always wanted this, to be with them, to see them once more, not those torn up bodies. Forgive me for not being able to save you. If there is something wrong, it is the color of the skin of his wife and child. They are too pale to be even called alive, and those hollow eyes and their lips remain smiling with no warmth. Did you resurrect them? Or is this an illusion you can create? Suburo did not want to be fully fooled. but Tanjiro walks away and went outside the house. Tanjiro glanced to him one more time and said, "That is your reward. Take care, Suburo-san." Tanjiro then disappeared, leaving Suburo with his dead yet alive wife and child. What the devil I has done? Tanjiro found himself back to the woods. He was confused at himself. What I'm doing again? He then remembered Suburo fed him. Oh, his stomach does not feel hungry anymore, but his mind is not even slightest bothered that he drank a merchai blood. He walked through the forest. It's morning and the sunlight is tracing the beautiful leaves around. Why do I feel lonely? Tanjiro clutched at his head. Another memory popped out. What is it? There is an image of flame-haired man. There in his memories saw a young adult of tall stature with bright yellow hair with red streaks, black forked eyebrows, and golden eyes. His outfit consists of the regular Demon Slayer uniform along with a white-yellow gradient pattern, and red flame-like ridges at the end. Rengoku-san. Why you miss him so much? Muzan mused on the shadows, starting to trick him again. If you miss him that much, you can make him. You have the power to do so, like what you did to the Suburo guy. Muzan coiled around Tanjiro's body. Come on, make use of the power I gave you. Make your servants. You are lonely, right? An evil chuckle. However, Tanjiro is indeed feeling lonely. I want to see Rengoku-san once more. Like a hypnotized person, Tanjiro bit his finger to produce blood. He allowed it to the ground while trying to construct his memories. He saw Upper Moon named Akaza, and that demon had made Kyojuro's body like a donut hole. I'm going to fix you, Rengoku-san. Just wait. Like he was in a spellbind, Tanjiro created his first guard demon. Rengoku Kyoujuro from Tanjiro's molding blood became real. He had the same outfit due to the fact he is created based on Tanjiro's memories. The color of his eyes are also still the same, except Tanjiro's memories is quite jumbled. Kyojuro's eyes were in a shape of a star. In his right eye there is Japanese character written on it. Tanjiro had thought of Akaza Upper Moon. However, the way how he created Kyoujuro, it changed the letters. It says Kin no Teiyu, means flame of the sun. That is right. The 12 demons have been converted into suns, as the fact that Tanjiro is a new heritage of demons. Another thing that is strange on Kyojuro's creation is that he had line tattoos on his face, as if it's trying to replicate Akaza's criminal tattoo. Lines on his face were through each of his eyes from below his ears to over his temples, another black line running from the center of his hairline to the bridge of his nose, with 2 more lines running around his neck, 3 others branching off the lower one to his torso. Tanjiro felt like he was been hit by a train. Our Rengoku-san. He saw him again. He met him too fast and got left too soon. But now, he saw him again. He touched the figure and embraced the taller man. Rengoku-san, he cried. Tanjiro couldn't control his emotions and he couldn't put the reason behind it. All he ever felt after becoming a demon is always confusion and mixed feelings. Always feeling so lonely. As for Kyoujuro, he was not able to speak, but he had a smile on his face. Further and further making Tanjiro's lonely and guilty heart sank deeper into the abyss. I always wanted to apologize that I was not able to be a help of power. I'm sorry. Tanjiro knew this is a fake Rengoku, but same time it did not feel wrong. Little did he knew he was slowly becoming like Muzan's state of logic. That's right, Tanjiro, keep replicating your dead comrades into your soldiers. We will eventually build our empire, is what Muzan is looking forward to. Days passed. Nezuko basically did the following repeatedly. Drowning herself in the drum, jogging up and down the mountains with traps, 100 push-up, 100 swing of sword, swimming to the waterfall, getting punch and kick, sparring with Urokodaki. Nezuko is on fire. On the other hand, Giyu's Haori already been sewed with Tanjiro. Then some doctor went by to check on Giyu's arm. This doctor is someone allied with their organization but not exactly part of Butterfly Estate or Kakashi. Just some doctor located in the city. We are promoting prosthetic arms. Would you like to try it? The doctor asks with a smile. Giyu was skeptical. If I have that you speak of, am able to hold a sword with it. And any other objects, wouldn't it break? The doctor looked through some documents that he has with him. Forgot to mention, this prosthetic arm is not like a puppet's arm. It is made from Nichiren blade by an ex-swordsmith who decided to make dolls instead. Giyu liked how it sound. Then please let me have one of it. The doctor immediately packed his things. Okay then, I let them know. It may take 1 month. Since we lack supplies, it's okay. But the better quality is important. With that the doctor bowed and left. Urokodaki, who happened to be in the kitchen, heard it all. I see you really want to fight. Giyu looked at the window and saw Nezuko doing her 100 kicks that makes it as her foot practice. She's wild, is what Giyu replied instead. She is like Tanjiro but same time not. Urokodaki knows what Giyu is referring to. Tanjiro had his fire but so gentle. Nezuko is on fire but feels bloody. Maybe she is a demon even before becoming a demon. Girls are scary, Giyu noted. Agreed. Urokodaki proceeded to eat his own meal hours. As for Giyu, he also does his practice by slashing bamboos with his left hand. It was difficult. Giyu wondered how he was able to fight during Tanjiro's berserk. Guess in desperate time you can ignore the alien feeling of using your unused hand for chores. 1 year later, there are no demons. Urokodaki got a message from a crow sent by Oyakata-sama. The crow explained. After Tanjiro incident, everyone had focused to recover from the battle. We anticipated deaths with Tanjiro on the loose. We sent the other demon slayers who was not present during the battle with Muzan. They disappeared the demons is. When everyone is recovering and undergoing training. Still no incident of demons. Still be alert. Be alert. Giyu and Urokodaki had looked at each other. Is Tanjiro dead? Or perhaps, on the doorway Nezuko entered the house, she was done with her usual exercise. She heard the crow said, Oniichan is alive of course, she stated. You told me Urokodaki-san I was asleep for 2 years. Maybe Oniichan too. It is a relief there was no deaths but it feels alarming than some demons attacking people. The monster that is being readied for final exam will not be held. There are no demons around to capture and train to. Feeling uneasy, it is nothing they can do. So for now Urokodaki thought that this is still the time to make Nezuko to prove her strength. They went up again the mountains and there is a large rock. It looked like the rock that Tanjiro sliced. But this is a new one. I have taught you everything I could. Now left is you practice your own breath of form. Your own skills on swordsmanship. Urokodaki tapped the rock. If you are able to slice or break this, you pass. Urokodaki has not forgotten that there will be no final exam, so it would be hard to even tell if Nezuko is strong since she will not be able to try it out on an actual low-rank demon as experience. But because she had an old experience, it is safe to say if Nezuko can break this rock or slice through it with sword is enough to assume she can fight demons. Wait, Nezuko stopped his tracks. If there are no demons to fight, even if I break this rock means nothing. Nezuko bowed to Urokodaki. Fight me please, as I try to slice the rock. That will be my handicap. Handicap? Really Nezuko? But Urokodaki saw it again, the fire in Nezuko's eyes. If you really want me to hurt you, so be it. Urokodaki removes his clothes to show his build-up muscles. I won't let you break or slice this rock, Kamado Nezuko. 6 months passed. I still haven't break nor sliced the rock. Until this moment finally came to fruit my hard work. Punch, kick, you cannot pass over me, brat. Urokodaki just punched Nezuko in the face. Nezuko falls to the ground and rolled over but immediately stands with her sword. She was so tired and feeling hungry. She gritted her teeth as the grip went tighter to the sword's handle. She spitted blood. Keifu, when I'm hungry ... when I'm cold. I will always remember you, Oniichan. Just like how I always see our happily family. In my memories, I won't give up. Nezuko charged forward, putting all her strength onto the sword Urokodaki gave her. Kick through, even if the path is narrow. Oniichan is waiting for me. Unaware this is a breath of fire dancing in her veins. Nezuko roared like a beast. Move yourself like you're exploding blood. Nezuko, do it. Break the rock Urokodaki-san prepared for you. It put Urokodaki a bit distracted. For a moment he thought Nezuko reverted back to a demon. But no, the veins and muscles popping onto Nezuko's face and arm grips were purely her power of rage to defeat him. Slice. Crack. Urokodaki's mask fell off as it was sliced in half. Same time the rock behind him had been sliced too. Nezuko panted heavily and slowly realized what happened. Urokodaki-san. She turned to face him and found the elder unharmed. What shocked her is the most gentle face ever. You Urokodaki-san ... your face. They look like the face that can't even hurt a fly. Urokodaki surprises Nezuko with an embrace. ... You broke the rock. Well done. With this you will be ready once more. Nezuko still cannot believe what just happened, but it did. I won. Nezuko hugged back. I did it, and cried tears of joy. Urokodaki whispered to her. Save Tanjiro. Tell him to come home here. I will be waiting. Why yes, you can never hit me. You do not have what it takes, Sanjuro. Shinjiro yelled. Sanjuro prepared to strike. I'm also a flame breath user. And sure, just like brother, grandfather and Aniki did, I can make a fire of it. Sanjiro's background flamed for a second. You're easy to read. Shinjiro charged first only to find Sanjiro disappeared. Where did you? Sanjiro was not flaming at all. He is nothing near it. Instead ... he appeared like the remnants of flame. Sanjiro appeared above his father. Shinjiro saw it. Sanjiro Rengoku is the flame's smoke. Whack. Shinjiro's world started to feel dizzy. He hit me. Collapsing on the floor, Sanjiro snapped back to reality. What did I just did? Sanjiro could tell he almost went for a killing blow. He got scared. Father, hang in there. His father coughed blood. The hit was really hard. I may need medic. I'm sorry, but Shinjiro laughs. You made it. And patted Sanjiro's head. Sanjiro, who's stunned by the gentle hands of his father. When is the last time he did this? It's been 1 year and 6 months. You finally did it. His father coughs a bit. There may no be demons to use it on actual use, but that's how Kyoujuro is strong. Even without enemy he keep doing trading. But tears begun to fall down on his eyes as well with Sanjiro's eyes. He saved those people in the train. Such a great boy. Shinjiro shielded his eyes by his elbow as tears streaming down rapidly. That goddamn son is too good. I'm sure you can do better. Sanjiro decided to give his father a hug. He took this advantage to be able to be close to him again. Yes, father, I will. When Nezuko went up to the mountains to try and break the rock, Urokodaki prepared. Remember the doctor. 1 month passed, he received his new arms. Giyu then left and went to Butterfly Estate for some medical help. Kanao's condition and adjustment with her eyes has been good. As for AI, her sword skills are good too, but she couldn't even use the breath of insect. Even though Shinobu was also her mentor. Once again AI felt an ice freezing her in place. Maybe it is useless after all. Hello, I would like to have a checkup. AI looked up to find Tomioka Giyu. Since when you are here? Her heart jumped. Who wouldn't? I did not mean to scare you. I have a favor. Can you help me get used to my new right arm? He showed him his prosthetic arm. AI thought about it. If breath of insect, flower does not fit her, maybe water. Then how about we make a deal? AI looks determined. Teach me something about breath of water, please. AI is desperate. Giyu, who used to like rejecting on teaching other, he had no choice. He needed help too. I got it. He deadpan. I will teach you the breath of water, but do not expect it to be good. And not the original water pillar. He trailed off. But to AI she ignored it and is happy. Alright, get inside. We'll make use of that new arm. 6 months of therapy. Same time Nezuko is able to break the rock. AI is able to make her own breath form. She breathed as she is facing the largest thick jar they have at this household. Breath of ice. First form. She emotionlessly sliced the jar. Ice butterfly. She flew like an insect, yet she became one of the water with motionless flower. Cold as ice that melts someone's heart. AI Kanzaki discovered her own breath form. Breath of ice derived from water, insect and flower form. Those are all the events after 2 years. Zenitsu jumped to hug Nezuko, who out of instinct had dodged, making Zenitsu land on the ground. I miss you. He just ignored it. Nezuko laughed in response. You are energetic as ever, Zenitsu-kun. That heavenly sweet smile made Zenitsu pulled something from his back. Tear. Nezuko, who is wearing her Demon Slayer uniform, accepted the gift. Is this for me? Zenitsu nodded. I told you I buy you new kimono and air Haori. Nezuko felt a blush on her face and decided to unbox it. She found a pink Haori. I notice you like color pink. I hope you like it. Zenitsu wiggling his butt. Nezuko is speechless. He really did do it. I thought he was kidding. Nezuko had never received a gift before beside her family. She hugged the new Haori that kinda look exactly the same as her old one. I will treasure it, Zenitsu-kun. Thank you. Strike. Zenitsu had another nosebleed. Let's get married now. What? Inosuke uses his head to hit Zenitsu's back. Bore thrust. Gyah. What the hell is your problem? Inosuke pointed at him, annoyed as he had his boar mask on. Just because Tanjiro is not here you can do as you please. The two started a death glare debate. You jealous. You jealous. You fighting me. Fight me. Monitsu. Stupid Inosuke. Nezuko ignored them and starts to put her new pink Haori. Oniichan, my journey has begun. Tanjiro and AI called them. The meeting is starting quick. Coming. When Oyakata-sama assigned them as new pillars. Even though there was no upper moon to prove their strength, they were simply chosen because of unique breath forms. It is a first time have lightning, beast, ice, a brand new breath form, smoke derived from remnants of flame breath, and the ancient breath form of fire. Yes, that is the base of their anointment to become a pillar. New set of elements. New future of swordsmanship. Nezuko prayed. Oniichan, I will definitely, as your little sister, will bring you back to normal. They were chilling outside until, new pillars, you have your first mission. Head to Asakusa, Tokyo. Mysterious previous dead people are alive again. Something is wrong. Wrong. Hurry and run. Kawa, Zenitsu, Inosuke, Nezuko looked above the speaking crow assigned to guide them from Oyakata-sama. Tanjiro and AI glance at each other. Then Kanao, who's just there standing motionlessly gripped onto her sword sheath. Nezuko thought. Sakusa Tokyo.is and that place, where Tanjiro left her from the noodle stable and encountered with Muzan, Tameo, and Yushiro. The wind blows. Something feels wrong indeed. Kawa, new pillars, you have your first mission. Kawa, head to Asakusa Tokyo. Kawa, mysterious previous dead people are alive again. Something is wrong. Wrong. Hurry and run. Kawa, Zenitsu, Inosuke, Nezuko looked above the speaking crow assigned to guide them from Oyakata-sama. Tanjiro and AI glance at each other. Then Kanao, who's just there standing motionlessly gripped onto her sword sheath. Nezuko thought. Asakusa Tokyo.is and that place, where Tanjiro left her from the noodle stable and encountered with Muzan, Tameo, and Yushiro. The wind blows. Something feels wrong indeed. In an abandoned mansion that is owned by the late Muzan Kibutsuji. How is Tanjiro-sama? A petite girl with pale skin and large, compound-looking eyes that do not possess pupils, only a haze of gradient purple, which make her eyes appear similar to those of bugs. Her right eye has been converted to a pupil of a butterfly eye's shade of red and black dots, while the left one remained the same gradient purple but does written a Japanese character says. Mushi no Teo, translated as insect of the sun. Her face had some butterfly tattoos hinting she has a poisonous body. If you stare at her dots it will show you butterfly wings and the eyes of butterfly itself. Her hair is still shoulder length that fades from black into dark purple, usually styled at the back of her head into a yakai maki style, and fastened with a white and purple butterfly ornament. Shinobu like Kyoujuro is created from Tanjiro's memories. She wears the standard Demon Slayer uniform with gold buttons, consisting of a dark purple tinted straight-line black jacket, and hakama pants that are tucked into a butterfly pattern fabric around her lower legs along with her white haori that previously belonged to her older sister, which has a butterfly wing pattern that fades into a turquoise then pink color on the sleeves and bottom edges which are cuffed with a black and white dotted trim. She wears white sandals with purple straps for footwear. If there is further difference is her fingernails are sharp claws with poisonous colors of black, pink and red. Kyoujuro, the man Shinobu had asked, is the very first demon guard of Tanjiro by his own blood. Art shrugs his head. Not good. On his lap is the head of Kamado Tanjiro, whose hair length is like the days he battled Suburo in Mount Sajiri. He still had his Hanafuda earrings and wearing a black monfuku with a green and black checkered scarf similar to his former trademark haori. Ananhh. Tanjiro is moaning and whimpering on his sleep. Whenever he do this, it meant one thing. Tanjiro-sama is too hungry. Kyoujuro patted the red locks from Tanjiro's uncomfortable face. He ate himself again. Shinobu, the second one Tanjiro replicated size. Tanjiro-sama is a picky eater. She pouted with her fingers for you to see her nails longer than average demon claw. Whenever we give him human blood he refuses to drink it. His taste bud are only for merchais. She rubs her temples, but searching for a merchai is rare and very hard to find. She intertwines her finger in a form of contemplating. Even Takedo-kun surely will have hard time to find one. Tehi. Shinobu sat on the bed that Kyoujuro is sitting as his laps were like the king's pillow. Really a troublesome king. Revealing a gentle smile, Shinobu's poisonous finger traveled to Tanjiro's wrist that had blood. It is the proof Tanjiro just regenerate from eating his own wrist out of hunger. This is the problem on babysitting their king. Tanjiro palate is sensitive. If it is not a merchai, Tanjiro will proceed on devouring his own flesh and drink his own blood. Refusing to eat human will rather sleep than drink a regular human blood. He is high-class demon it seems. You sent Mitsuri and Obanai to the red light district, right? Kyoujuro asks in a hurry. Shinobu hummed, I did. I told Mitsuri to seduce people and make sure she finds a merchai. Then the rest she can eat them for all I care, but I told her to count them so that Tanjiro-sama will replicate their dead bodies to be listed alive again. Shinobu is a sadist and Kyoujuro accepts it, but he is a bit worried it will cause chaos. Look, tell Obanai to stop Mitsuri if she overdo it. You do know it will ruin our plans if demon slayers found out we demons are still out here. Kyoujuro had a huge sense of justice for Tanjiro's sake. We need to make his dream come true. He chuckles. Shinobu nodded in agreement. Yes, of course, a world where demons and humans can coexist. She licks her lips. Definitely delicious. MMHH. The two paused and saw Tanjiro's red eyes shining. Rengoku-san ... is that smell? Shinobu-san. He rubbed his eyes. Kyoujuro clears his throat. Tanjiro-sama ... just call me Kyoujuro. You do not have to be so polite. His heart is running in excitement. Tanjiro-sama so kind. Shinobu had a friendly giggle. Oh, I forgot you have sensitive nose. After all, I'm full of poison. It must have been irritating. Forgive me, my lord. Tanjiro shakes his head. It's not like that. I always like how you smell, Shinobu-san. It smells like a flower or ... like the butterflies. With that, Tanjiro fell again to sleep. Ara. Sweet dreams, Tanjiro-sama. Tanjiro had fallen again to the abyss and have another conversion with Muzan. Happens in 2 years and until now. Not bad. Muzan praised Tanjiro, who is trapped with his embrace. Tanjiro is too tired to even response. Just ignore him, Tanjiro ... He is just lonely. That is why he wanted you to stay with him. Is what Tanjiro been convincing himself. Tanjiro had lost count when Muzan is upper or his personality is upper. Whenever Tanjiro creates a dead person or a X-pillar, his memories would decrease until the only memory he had is Muzan's. That is why Tanjiro cannot fight off his desires. Tanjiro wanted to fulfill his dream and he hoped Muzan will be happy if he did it. I wonder how Muzan really feels. Or maybe he did not care. Tanjiro will be forever confused with his relationship with Muzan. Are you sulking on me? Muzan felt offended whenever Tanjiro is ignoring him. Do I look like happy that you always suffocate my body with your cells? Tanjiro glared. Muzan got bored of it. Hey Chen, you are mine now. He made an evil smile that made Tanjiro squint. Just keep collecting merchai, you are so powerful by then, he. Bastard. Tanjiro had woken up. He is lying on this king-size red bed with curtains. Rengoku. Giyu. He searched for his loyal bodyguard but nowhere to be found. Then he went out to eat. Tanjiro left his bed and brushed his bangs up. Taking a stroll won't hurt. Despite being their creator, Tanjiro was told by Kyoujuro to never go outside alone. Maybe because he likes devouring himself and that can cause chaos. But Tanjiro missed the outside and the people. As if he is still human, he grabbed a hat called Newsboy and slid up his hair to look shorter. He looked at the full moon-shaped mirror that was hang up in the wall. It is big enough to see his head to toe. Thinking he looked good, Tanjiro proceeded to snuck out of the mansion. Forgive me. He made his way downtown to Asakusa, Tokyo. Kamado Nezuko. From the day she was set free of being a demon at age 13. She is now 15 years old. Her chest had grown and she is wearing the standard Demon Slayer uniform. In her belt strapped the black sword she received from Hagenzawa. If you unsheath her Nichiren sword, it has taints of fire lights. Nezuko is wearing Zenitsu's gift, the pink haori with the star patterns. Her hair is unbun, she let them loose as a new image. Her hair is decorated with several small, light pink ribbons. Her black hair fades to orange near the bottom. Her eyes are deep red as a human. On her feet and legs, she wears pink Zori sandals, white socks, and black leg wraps. She was known to be as a great beauty in her home village. Because she is a village girl, arriving at Asakusa, Tokyo late at night is something exciting. She is amazed how the lights are so bright. Her reaction is completely different from Tanjiro's first time in city. It is because she had the memory when she and Tanjiro strolled here. The reason she is still admiring it because she is now conscious. She can appreciate everyone and everything she sees. Uowa, so lively. She is overjoyed. Behind her is the overwhelmed Inosuke. Inosuke is forced to wear a Demon Slayer uniform because in city they will arrest people who is naked. Inosuke had protested he isn't naked but covered with his natural fur. However, Nezuko and AI said they will be mad, so he complied. But you can see his boar mask had some extended fur. Yes, it has improved some cloak fur. His hands were holding at the ends of Nezuko's haori like a kid scared to be lost. You think this is awesome? It sucks, he snarled. Zenitsu, who's at the side of Nezuko, is in Heaven's Gate. Zenitsu still wears the same outfit from how we met him, except his hair had a ponytail now. His hair grew longer to be tied up above. His gold locks tail is resting in his left shoulder, showing some kind of maturity vibes. But his face still looks of that coward. Zenitsu, he clearly thinks this is a date and not a mission. Heta, Nezuko-chan, where do you wish to go? That store, or that store. Inosuke stepped to Zenitsu's foot. Kaya, what was that for? Inosuke looks away. I thought it is a bug. It was just you. Zenitsu tried to calm himself to look adultish in front of Nezuko. I will tolerate you. I have before, didn't I? Giving his fake smile, Nezuko is also feeling like a child. Hey Zenitsu-kun. Turning that happy boy face. Why yes, my Nezuko-chan. Nezuko pointed at a food stall with Western food display. What is that? Is it good? Nezuko has never seen a currywurst before. Even Tanjiro would have questioned it. Zenitsu had one thought. She is so cute ... how innocent. If it was Tanjiro he would insult it about country bumpkin. But it is Nezuko, so it is okay. But then Inosuke tapped his shoulders. What's that? Landing his eyes to where Inosuke is pointing. Ah, that's a goldfish scooping. With a very bored tone. It pissed Inosuke off. I quote him just asking, "Why you are so moody?" Stupid. Zenitsu covered his ears. Yeah. Only to be pulled by Nezuko and Nezuko-chan. Nezuko wanted to eat curry. Can we eat first? I'm sure Inosuke would love to eat as well. So let's eat please. Zenitsu-kun. Unfortunately, it looked different to Zenitsu's vision. To him, Nezuko is asking to be dated. Of course, let's go. YNOOOT. Inosuke snapped and is now excited. Really? We are going to eat. Bring it on. The trio went to the curry stable. When they were told to go here, they were advised to split in 2 groups. So meaning it is Zenitsu, Nezuko, and Inosuke. The other team will be Kanao, Tanjiro, and AI. Being pillars should be sent only if it is really out of lower demon slayer's grasps. However, this mission is bizarre. Dead people are alive again. They have sent low-rank slayers but failed to find the actual truth. It made the crow a laughing stock. But the crow continued to report what it sees. So Uekata-sama hoped by sending pillars, this time they will caught those in act. Here you go. The chef placed the curry in plates. Then Nezuko and Zenitsu prayed first. Thanks for the food. Only to see Inosuke already eating. Inosuke, you have rice on your mouth because she is an elder sister. It is just an automatic body. Nezuko took that rice on Inosuke's mouth and eats it. Zenitsu was thunder shocked that he almost fainted in jealousy. And then Nezuko-chan, how could why you cheat on your feuded husband? Out of nowhere, Zenitsu heard a peculiar heartbeat. Badump. Nezuko and Inosuke were busy eating. But Zenitsu was a bit worried. He was alert in the strange sound. Baba, dump. What is this sound? I hear everyone's heartbeat. But this heartbeat runs so differently. He closed his eyes to concentrate. I remember a demon's heartbeat. It is quite close to how it sounds. You cannot blame Zenitsu. After all 2 years had passed, there was never, not even a single demon he heard ever again. So he then realized that heartbeat was oh crap. It is a demon. Good evening. Zenitsu froze as a lady with pale white skin and dead eyes and a plastered smile is in between him and Nezuko. Her dark hair is down and is pretty long but looks dry, as if it is a dead strands. I am here to ask for the unused parts of the meat. May I have them, sir? Shit. It is a demon. But why does she still looks like a human? Usually there is fangs and scary red-eyed pupils. But this lady eyes are just deep black. You again. What are you even using them for? And aren't you ill? Goosebumps. The chef pulled a bucket full of unused meat with blood included on it. Anyhow, take this and get away. You are making my customers uncomfortable. The lady smiled and bowed. Thank you very much. The lady left, as she just left without asking if we're demon slayers at all. This is weird. Normally demons reacts to demon slayers, but they were ignored. Zenitsu-kun, Nezuko called him back to reality. Why yeah. Nezuko turned serious as she is done eating the curry rice meal. That is a demon, isn't? Zenitsu nods. Why yes, but how did you realize that as well? Nezuko smiled. She has a weird smell. That's all. Nezuko can smell as well, but not strong like Tanjiro's. The trio went to follow where the weird white lady is headed. They had reached an empty eerie street. It is still within Asakusa territory, but more houses are here. It kinda resemble the street when Yushiro lead them to Tameo's house. She is gone. Nezuko observed her surroundings as her hands were on her sword. Zenitsu listened silently and pointed in a direction with the most creepy-looking house. I can hear the demon's heartbeat. She must be inside that building. Alright, let us go. WHAT. Too soon. No, Zenitsu squeaked in fear. But Zenitsu-kun. You have done this many times with my brother. How is this different? Worried Nezuko, Inosuke marched forward waving his swords. Leave it to me. Inosuke-sama will put him to sleep. Jayahaha. Zenitsu whined more. IYAAH. Stop. That is harassment. Suddenly they heard a loud crash inside the old Japanese house. What? The three were uneasy. Nezuko took a deep breath and went inside. I will go first, making Zenitsu go inside with Inosuke. Wait for me, Nezuko-chan. Inside the house there were lots of family picture. From the looks of it, they are a whole clan. Nezuko touched the frame with a happy family picture, made her also smile a bit before letting it back to where it is placed. They are all alive. Alive. What is that? Inosuke readied his swords but felt some chills on his bones. Zenitsu pointed in front that there is an old woman curled up like a ball. They saw the cabinet on the floor. It must have been the crash sound they heard earlier. She wears a white kimono with some blood on it and her hair is tied in a bun. Typical Japanese hairstyle. Instead of thinking it as a demon, Nezuko went to approach and care. Excuse me, madam, you okay? You aren't hurt, right? The old woman whimper. The rumor is true. This family died from illness 0.6 months ago. And they keep rising numbers. Inosuke and Zenitsu copied Nezuko. They remained still. You mean the people in the picture? Nezuko pushed for further information. The old lady nodded, but still speaking in the most hoarse voice ever. They ate meat. Apparently it had bacteria. All died. The old lady becoming crazy. The old lady grabs her own head. But then, the demon came. Inosuke, who got tired of long story. Old woman, hurry, if it's a demon tell it in first place. So we fight it. Nezuko hushed Inosuke and glanced back to the old woman. What does the demon look like? Does it have name? Is it a family member? Nezuko feared the demon could be a victim from Muzan or perhaps it is. He had the most gentle demon eyes. The old lady is trembling. Even though he is smiling so gentle, it is also there. A malice. Nezuko patted the old lady's back as she kept grabbing information. What did the demon do? The old lady grabbed Nezuko's haori and whispered in her ears. He remade them by his blood. Now the rumors that this family died became a fat lie. The old lady creepily chuckled. She is insane, yes. They eat people, but as if they were never eaten. Hey, they returned to their families. Heta. Nezuko's eyes opened in bewilderment. Zenitsu heard a slurping sound within another room. Leak. This sound is someone eating. The demon. Nezuko stood as the old woman seemed to be repeating everything she just said. Sorry, madam. If that demon gave you a traumatizing thing instead of miracle. With that, Nezuko went further inside the house with lights turned off. Inosuke and Zenitsu just followed, until they saw one bulb of light swinging creepily. As they approach more, there is blood on the floor and the smell, of course, reeks. This is. There are 3 children whose pale as well with smiling dead lips and eyes are black. Ages can be rank as 10-13 years old. Then one old man at the corner chewing on someone's body. But seeing the body, Nezuko recalled the image of the family picture. These families are dead, revived as a demon and is now eating other people. Good evening. In the center of blood, stood the lady from Curry's stable earlier. Immediately Inosuke and Nezuko stand in defense as Zenitsu begun biting his fingernails. The lady, who seemed to be least aware of what is happening, explained the situation. I see you here to visit the rumors of dead people becoming alive again. That wide smile pretend to be nice. Demon slayers. You have to stop this. Nezuko pleaded, but she just unsheathed her sword to point at the enemy. The lady chuckled and licked her fingernails with blood. Worry not, people will not find out. After all, whenever we demons eat someone, we ask our Lord to revive them, as if they were never been missing. She made a creepy giggle. This is the system of our Lord. Whose Lord is that? Rate Inosuke. The lady said in a very jolly way. What's so bad on this? Previous demons just eats, then leaving their loved ones in despair. But now look, even if they fall victim as our prey they can return home. As if they never dies. That's not even. Horrible. So horrible. It is like you took a toy, broke it, so that your friend would not discover that it is broken. You will buy a new toy that would look exactly the same as that. As if the original was never been destroyed. It angered Nezuko. That kind of thing. It's like lying to their families. They cannot even mourn because they do not realize their original loved one is long gone. The white lady demon's head crack up like it is possessed. Also, you are planning to ruin this piece. Very well then, the 3 kid demons and the old man demon along with this white lady. Their eyes from black pupil had transformed into demonic eyes and their plastered smiles revealed growing fangs. Their fingernails that has normal size also begun growing sharp claws. Yep, completely the demons of Tanjiro's. Die. The demons attacked. Inosuke went wild as usual and sliced 2 heads at once. He killed the old man demon and 1 male kid demon. Yarda one who D's jackass. Gyha. Meanwhile, Zenitsu was pulled to the hallway by the 2 remaining demons. Nezuko-chan. He reached out, but the door is closed before Nezuko can grab his hands. Zenitsu-kun, rather than thinking about your friend, the white lady demon's body became elastic. Think for yourself. Her tongue went to choke Nezuko's neck. The tongue is so hot that Nezuko thinks her collarbone is burning. Oh, my neck might melt in half. Got to do something. Her foot had left the floor. Nezuko is being hung up high and high. Nezuko. Inosuke charged Grail, only to be slapped by big elastic foot with claws from the lady. And got stomped on floor. Nezuko gasped for air. Let me her slayer pants begun melting as if they had become skirts. Inosuke saw the tongue licking on Nezuko's and it burns her flesh little bit by bit. GHHH. She lifts her Nichiren sword and sliced up the tongue that been choking her. Nigo. /GRAHH. DRAAT. Inosuke, who got himself free from being stomped onto. The White Lady Demon's legs caught Inosuke's right leg and slammed him to Nezuko's vision. Wah. Bumps. Bonk. The world went dizzy for both of them. You unfair. The White Lady's body grew and grew like an elastic rainbow. I will devour you too ... and be thankful. Our Lord will revive you after it. Kelly. I will free you out of misery. Nezuko feels sorry for this family, but at the same time they have eaten too many people and met the same fate. Becoming a demon. They multiply. During Muzan's reign, they multiply if you get some of Muzan's blood. Now during this time, to multiply, you have to be a corpse or someone who's long dead ... and then you get replicated by their lord. Nezuko's guts is hinting ... it must have been Tanjiro Oniichan. I mean, isn't he the successor of Muzan? Only a demon king can create another demons. Tanjiro did not kill or eat anyone. He is indirectly doing it by helping someone revive their dead loved ones ... only to find out they are demons who will eat people, and then the cycle repeats. Tanjiro will replicate them all. The White Lady Demon kept attacking with her elastic body as her claws chasing Inosuke and Nezuko throughout the room. I know now. Inosuke replied, what? They use those unused meat to cover up the smell of human blood, so that the neighbors will not report to the police that someone is dead, since the smell of blood is mixed with animals' rotten blood. Yeah, that was for all the act. But why would they conceal it that much? They used to be not wary in killing or counting how many they kills. There must be a reason for this effort. The claws made its way to scratch Nezuko's cheeks with burns and also within her wrist, just like how Inosuke's Demon Slayer uniform begun melting. Apparently the tongue of this demon is too hot to melt their outfit. Nezuko and Inosuke, who just landed again onto the floor after multiple dodging, stood back for an attack. Nezuko posed in a style of total concentration. Breath of fire first form. This is Nezuko's own breathing style. Breath of fire. She remembered the days their father would dance the Hei no Kagura. However, Nezuko also seen his father make other kinds of Hei no Kagura dance, like this one. Exploding fire. This is the type of dance where you act like you are holding a torch and blows on it to flare more, making it burn more fire. Haha. Nezuko jumps and spins with a exploding slash. AIRGHH. The demon lady's tongue got burned on its own tongue and begun bleeding. Why you are? Don't tell me. But Nezuko did not listen and proceeds to slash off her head. Sliced. ... The head of White Lady rolled. She muttered a name that made Nezuko and Inosuke froze. ... TANJIRO ... some, and then she turned into a red liquid. Technically blood. WL. Inosuke scratched his head in confusion. Demons when killed supposed to become ashes, not blood. Nezuko trembled inside her heart. I hope this is not some kind of blood art demon. She knelt down and pulls up her handkerchief. Maybe I ask you, Shiro-kun. Nezuko took a sample of the demon's blood by wiping her handkerchief on it, to stain the clean handkerchief with its blood. This demon said Tanjiro-sama ... is it? Inosuke's hands turned into trembling fists. Nezuko made a sad face and puts the handkerchief to her pockets. Let's go. Wait. Inosuke. Inosuke raised his fist up to the air and points after to Nezuko. We're brothers. You're sister too. Feeling proud of that statement, Nezuko laughs. Thank you, Inosuke. Then they heard some sound of thunder strike behind the closed doors. Up. Zenitsu-kun. Sliding the door open, they saw the remaining demon kids, one boy and one girl. Already heads are sliced. Seeing Zenitsu snoring, Zenitsu-kun. Zenitsu's standing body collapsed and Nezuko catches him. Hey. The snoring bubble disappeared when he felt that hug. And started clinging to her. Nezukochiin. In S skirt superb. Zenitsu saw Nezuko's bare legs. Yeah, her pants melted, turning into skirt length. Stop it, Zenitsu. Pulling away. Inosuke stared intently at Nezuko up and down. What? Zenitsu and Nezuko had a puzzled face. Inosuke's so-called Demon Slayer outfit is already gone. He is bare chest again. Inosuke breathes in his mask and said, the burns in your cheeks and legs from the demon tongue. Did it just disappeared? Nezuko touched her cheeks. That is supposed to have the scar and burns from earlier is not really gone, but they have already turned into bruises instead of open wounds. She took note of her bare legs became the same. I knew it. Don't get it wrong. She still had some burns, but they weren't bad as earlier. The atmosphere became heavy. I maybe still have my demon healing abilities. If another 3 days passes and these wounds heal, that really confirms it. Zenitsu blinks. Nezuko-chan. And decided to give a assuring smile. Nezuko is Nezuko. I will always love you. That statement made Nezuko blush for a second before it disappeared to a friendly smile. Thank you. The three looked around them. The corpse have all become liquid. I think I get it. Nezuko began explaining. People are no longer turned to demons. Instead, they get created from someone's memory. It is her guts telling her. The demon also said it. People who are devoured by demon, they get recreate as if they were never eaten. But of course they are demon now. Let's leave this place. Zenitsu said, let the police do the burying of body. Nezuko knew that is the right thing. After all, if they bury the corpse in a city, that will be mistaken as a murder took place. You are right. Demon slayers are illegal after all. Nezuko, Inosuke and Zenitsu left the mansion. Nezuko did a glance of wishes for the old woman who is left there insane. May they all rest in peace this time. The crow assigned for them has arrived and told them the next thing to do. Nezuko, Inosuke, Zenitsu regroup with Kanao, Aoi, and Senjuro. Oyakata-sama needs to talk regards what been discovered. They made their way back to the crowded place. Stables and shops. Ai, Kanao and Tanjiro were standing in front of a ramen shop. Oh, there they are. Tanjiro, whose body had become bulk-alike to his older brother. If there is a difference, it is how his hair is ponytailed up. He is possessing unruly orange hair that flares out around his face, becoming redder near the ends above his ears and shoulders, that he wears messily tied back behind his head. He has fair skin and large, orange eyes that redden near the pupils, that are slanted inwards and shaped so as to give him a determined yet kind appearance. Tanjiro is of course wearing a demon slayer uniform. He had a cape that looks like Kyoujuro's, but this one is a red-yellow gradient pattern and crimson flame-like ridges at the end. Beside him is Ai. Ai has deep blue eyes that fade to a lighter blue at the bottom, along with white pupils, straight black hair with a parted fringe, and twin tails. She wears 2 blue butterfly clips to keep her twin tails in place. The Demon Slayer outfit she wears were pants and not skirts. She wears the standard uniform with the addition of her light blue haori. Her haori had diamond-shaped designs that were darker contour. If you stare at it, it will make an image of ice spikes. Her uniform is tinted slightly blue. She is often seen with a frown, but those frown disappeared in relief as she spotted Nezuko, Zenitsu, and Inosuke unharmed. Last but not the least are Kanao. She has large, gentle eyes of a pink lilac color that are framed by thick eyelashes, except the fact her right eyes had become faint maroon and half gray, indicating it is blind. She has thin black hair, worn tied into a ponytail on the right side of her head and fastened by a pink and green butterfly ornament that once belonged to her adoptive sister, Kanikacho. The left side of her head simply had the butterfly ornament memento for Kachu Shinobu. She has a straight fringe and 2 loose, chin-length strands that curve downwards from above each of her ears. Regards, the outfit is still the same slightly purple-tinted version of the standard Demon Slayer uniform, just with a knee-length pleated skirt in place of the usual hakama pants. Over this, she wears a short white cloak, fastened on one side by a dark pink triple knot, also sporting knee-high lace-up white boots with tan soles, heels and toes. Wow. Nezuko, your appearances. Tanjiro had a bit blush. The melted hakama pants were too short, shorter than Kanao's skirt length. Haha, Nezuko from pants got skirts now. But what really caught attention were the light burns and bruise. Some small scars on her leg and cheeks. We fought some demons. She trailed off. Ai marched forward with hands on her hips. Yes. The crow reported to us you guys had found the evidence of demons for this bizarre case. She furrows her head. The case of dead people becoming alive again. I see, so they were demons. After eating their human prey, they get replicated by some blood demon art. Nezuko showed the blooded handkerchief and quickly hid it back to her pockets before anyone sees it. The demon we killed turned into blood instead of ashes. Worried, Tanjiro patted Nezuko's shoulder. It's at least a start. Well, they do not need to ask who might be behind this except the missing sunshine, right? Kanao started to speak up. Inosuke, where is your uniform? You can't walk bare-chested in city. Cop may hunt you. Inosuke snorts. This are my real outfit. Champi. Ai rolled her eyes. Anyhow, let us leave and immediately report back to Oyakata-sama. With everyone nodding in agreement, they started walking as a group, making their way to the crowd. Meanwhile, Nezuko's phasing becoming slower. I don't feel well. Dizzy. Crap. I hope that demon's saliva is not poisoned or anything. Ring. Her ears started ringing, hearing random conversation echoing. She can hear the imaginary bells, random different kinds of footsteps, ring dot 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 ring dot dot dot. Not realizing her group disappeared within her front vision. Her eyes caught some jaggling Sun Kyoujuro earrings that walked past through her. Wait, Hanafuda. Abrupt movement from Nezuko's hands. Hold on. She grabbed the shoulder of someone who's wearing a black kimono it seems. What made Nezuko's heart beat faster is the fact this person had a scarf similar to Takio's. Her little brother. You are, she cried out in desperation, making other people stop to take a look at her scandalous sound. This person is a bit smaller than her. This stranger is 165 centimeters while Nezuko, previously 153 centimeters, but cause she had grown up reached 167 centimeters. Just bit height difference. Zenitsu and the rest are still taller than her, but not this guy. When Nezuko forced to make the stranger face her, the newsboy hat accidentally fell off, revealing a young man with rather tan skin and an athletic physique. He has long ruffled, black hair with burgundy tips combed back to expose his forehead, and wide. His pupils are vertical, like cat eyes, and colored plum red. He also possesses sharp, reddish nails on his hands it seems. Nezuko gazed at the Demon Slayer scar on the top left of his forehead. No doubt, it's him. B-A-D-U-M-P. Nezuko opened her lips as if they went dry out of the sudden. The boy's reaction was astonished that a girl just touched his shoulders and turned him around forcefully. Tanjiro, Oniichan, no flames, you are not a breath flame user XD. Come on, bear with me and sorry D. I'm just doing this cause of quarantine, but once everything is back to normal I will be busy on my work again as an adult. Sad adult far away from anime's hoo-hoo. Review to inspire me to update. Ralph, visit my dying chicken Gurenjeng cover thanks type YouTube Gurenj English lyrics. Kaimtsu no Yebajina Sama. Anyhow let us leave and immediately report back to Oyakata Sama. With everyone nodding in agreement they started walking as a group, making their way to the crowd. Meanwhile Nezuko's phasing becoming slower. I don't feel well. Dizzy. Crap. I hope that demon's saliva is not poisoned or anything. Ring. Her ears started ringing, hearing random conversation echoing. She can hear the imaginary bells, random different kinds of footsteps, ring dot 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 ring dot dot dot. Not realizing her group disappeared within her front vision. Her eyes caught some jangling Sun Kyoujuro earrings that walked past through her. Wait, Hanafuda. Abrupt movement from Nezuko's hands. Hold on. She grabbed the shoulder of someone who's wearing a black kimono it seems. What made Nezuko's heart beat faster is the fact this person had a scarf similar to Takio's. Her little brother. You are, she cried out in desperation, making other people stop to take a look at her scandalous sound. This person is a bit smaller than her. This stranger is 165 centimeters while Nezuko, previously 153 centimeters, but cause she had grown up reached 167 centimeters. Just bit height difference. Zenitsu and the rest are still taller than her, but not this guy. When Nezuko forced to make the stranger face her, the newsboy hat accidentally fell off, revealing a young man with rather tan skin and an athletic physique. He has long ruffled red to black hair with burgundy tips combed back to expose his forehead, and wide. His pupils are vertical, like cat eyes, and colored plum red. He also possesses sharp, reddish nails on his hands it seems. Nezuko gazed at the Demon Slayer scar on the top left of his forehead. No doubt, it's him. B-A-D-U-M-P. Nezuko opened her lips as if they went dry out of the sudden. The boy's reaction was astonished that a girl just touched his shoulders and turned him around forcefully. Tanjiro, Oniichan, growls, I'm so hungry, eyeing every single person he sees in such a crowded, cramped place, like a dog sniffing the air, thinking he can detect a certain scent of food he wants. Is there any merchai around? He couldn't forget the first time he tasted merchai. It was so delicious and satisfying. It made him not hunt food for almost 6 months before he starts feeling hungry again. Growling, maybe going out is bad idea after all. Lowering his head, Tanjiro is walking like some normal civilian in the night of Asakusa, Tokyo. This is Tanjiro's point of view. He is merely strolling this bright night. He is entertained of the happy faces of people. He felt achievement that reviving dead people are bringing miracle. Only if did he knew it was actually tormenting for some. But Tanjiro is a demon now. He kinda lack the embodiment of empathy or sympathy. His dream is to make peace and balance it seems. If only he is aware that sounded twisted. In a flash there is a hand grabbed him quite rough. Tanjiro couldn't comprehend the adrenaline rush he felt when he faced this Demon Slayer girl with bruises and burns on face. Hold on. You are Tanjiro, Oniichan. Tanjiro is not surprised if his name is known. He did introduce his names to the people who ask it after helping them. But calling her brother is weird. Tanjiro loves helping people within those 2 years. He has not eaten any single human being at all. His tongue is only for Merchai's blood, which if you think about it, he does not need to drink human blood than the average appetite of demons. Within the span of 2 years, he was only able to drink at least 2 Merchai's blood and then that's it. He was lucky enough to get 2 Merchai's, you know. 1 Merchai blood is based on 50 people bloods. That is why his blood demon art became more and more improved. Strong. Merchai is very rare. The one who hunts his food were his underlings. The X-Pillars are now his sun demons. Tanjiro in those 2 years lived his life by concerning himself to people who mourns their loved one's death. May they be accident, murder, illness. He will give them a brand new life. Something they can protect. Tanjiro is not aware he had such thing as that. It's like his mind had forgotten but his guts hasn't. That's why he gets emotional if someone's family dies. However, like been told, Tanjiro's memories are not of his original memories. They are still confusing him. Somewhere along the line, Tanjiro had stopped thinking. He gave himself to the loneliness with nothing to protect. His demon guards are protecting him. They were demons, but with attachment to him. Completely different how Muzan made his subordinates kneel. Tanjiro is something to protect. Muzan is someone to follow or else he will kill you. His Hashira senpais. It's not like they were able to communicate with him right away. At first all they do is have those smile without a voice. But they will follow him anywhere he goes. Eventually he needed to hide them. They were too many. I mean you to revive those non-human faces of Kyoujuro, Shinobu, Nuakairo, Mitsuri, Obanai and Gyomai. The fact that the boss does not eat humans and has conquered the sun doesn't need protection from his sons who's up to no good cause they are eating humans. Yes, the devour on them. But Tanjiro feels bad for the people been eaten. He end up reviving them like what he did to Suburo's place. That's how kind Tanjiro is. The most gentle demon slayer is now the most tamed demon king. However, it does not mean he sees demon slayers as allies. His memories telling him to eradicate them. Other side of his head saying he must not make a war with them. As if he used to be a slayer. I finally found you. His thoughts were interrupted by a human girl. Maybe this girl is one of those people who wanted to thank him on reviving a loved one. No, Tanjiro knows who are the demon slayers and how their uniform looks like. This girl is a slayer. His blood tells him it is his enemies. But same time he did not want to fight them. That is why he made it secret. The continuous existence of demons. Nobody shall get in the way of his ideal world. To make demons and humans together forever. Wait. What brother? Tanjiro wanted to dash a sprint away from anyone who knows his name that is not part of his sun demon guards. Rengoku Kyoujuro said not to cause any scene. Studying the girl for a sec. How bothersome. This Tanjiro we have right now is a personality mixed of Muzan and Tanjiro himself. Sometimes he is fully Muzan who is a bit sadistic, but not evil enough to kill anybody. Better get rid of her. He showed him some speculating kind smile. Is something the matter, Oniichan? That smile she has not seen in forever, it's stabbing her mentally. He doesn't remember me. Nezuko's heart sank. She knew this is possibility, but she wanted to make herself believe that his brother would recognize him. Just like how she had tired not to forget her family, despite the hunger and the cold blood running through her veins. Because of the fact of their departure back then, Tanjiro apologized to him with such gentle demon eyes. Sad eyes reflected hope of remaining human trait right. They supposed to have unbreakable bond. So maybe his brother is still conscious. Must have been fighting right. I'm Kamado Nezuko, your little sister. Nezuko's voice is actually fading. She couldn't help feel fragile by this reunion. You know, stranger treatment. Nezuko still clinging to his clothes. Tanjiro believes he must not be too close to any human, especially he is hungry right now. It hurts like hell, but after managing to bear his hunger within the 2 years of eating his own flesh, and Merchai only, it was easier to resist their smell. Those human meal smells. Tanjiro politely removes them the hands of Nezuko onto his. I'm sorry. Soft chuckle, you got the wrong person. I'm a heir of some luxurious businessman. He is referring to Muzan's wealth and identity. Tanjiro took over of all those property when he saw flashbacks about it from his memories. Is basically memories belonging to Muzan. Nezuko went silent. Well then, if you excuse me. But Nezuko jumps to hug him. No, Oniichan, you are coming with me. Let's go home. Please, don't leave me ever again. The pleading made Tanjiro twitch. He hated this kind of thing. Making a scene is not his thing. Tanjiro has no idea why it irritates him much. Loud voice, the scandal. This is starting to be dramatic. It is making Tanjiro a bit angry. The commotion making other people whisper about them. Not good. What an eyesore. But he is calm at the same time. I must not bring attention. Sighing. All right. If you have to talk. Pointing to the nearest dark alley available. Let's go over there for private chatting. Nezuko followed where he is pointing and she agreed with sad nod though. It kinda surprised him, but Tanjiro took the opportunity to grab his newsboy hat to hide up his pretty long hair once more. This is a mistake. Kaya, Tanjiro pushed her off inside a wooden treasure box that happened to be there, and just happened to be large enough for her to fit in. What are you? Nezuko saw it. Tanjiro's cat eyes were somewhat annoyed. Sleep there for now. Got business to attend to. Nezuko heard Tanjiro's tongue licked his lips before she knew the box closed. Click, trapping her inside. Bam, bam, punching anywhere to punch. Do not go again. Brother, growls. Ugh, shut up. He snarled and slowly felt dizzy. At first Nezuko was thrashing inside the wooden treasure box. Bam, 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 until she heard Tanjiro's calm voice begun creating harsh breathing. GHHH. Ha. Oniichan. She listened in the dark cramped treasure box, hearing a movement of someone gulping its saliva. Weird phase of movements. In this dark lockbox, she heard nasty heavy panting from him. What's going on with him? Is he hurt? This growling sounds, it is familiar. Nezuko felt like she is a demon again. Those try hard breathings and drooling not to eat anyone. Just relax and sleep. Because she is the second eldest, Nezuko finally started to use her brain. Right, I have a hidden knife in my slippers. With that she kicked so hard, revealing the blade underneath her sandals. The blade touched the small hole to reach the lock outside. Kicks, shatters. The wooden box lock snapped. As you can see, Nezuko's right leg made a high kick just now. BLAG, making her Nezuko's signature kick. She hurried to look down to find Tanjiro clutching himself onto the ground and the other free hand on the wall. He was in pain. Oniichan. Quickly she went by his side. Tanjiro is sweating. His newsboy's hat fell off again, making long red locks sway on every movement he makes. The attempt to touch his brother to comfort his shivering shoulders. She got rejected by a rude swat from hands. Do not touch me. Whimpering. For a moment Nezuko got scared. I have never seen my brother so angry. Tanjiro's eyes right now were blazing like a beast. The red eyes are glowing, more attractive than the lights of Asakusa Tokyo. You are hungry, aren't you? Trying to put a assuring smile that she won't hurt him. Tanjiro paused for a moment. Who is this girl? Why is she being too close to me? What on earth brother means? It was Muzan's voice inside his head. In the verge of anxiety, Tanjiro called back to him mentally. Muzan, help me. I do not know what to do. I'm scared. I'm so hungry. Then this grown-up girl is being strange. In desperation, Tanjiro thought Muzan is his personal advisor in times that he is feeling very lonely and confused. The man had a dark chuckle. Tanjiro felt those fingers of his, cupping his cheeks. Muzan's lips went near his ears, sending those cold breath that no longer physically there. Like an evil spirit whispering to your ears with ancient tongue or something. Kill? But Tanjiro had not killed anyone. Is there no other option? I'm serious. This isn't a down game, Muzan. Nezuko watched how Tanjiro's expression from hungry beast to worried ones, until they became a glare. Is Tanjiro Oniichan glaring at me directly? No, his demon eye pupils. You can see them so bright that you can tell if he is actually even looking at you, or seeing something else beyond the capacity of human's eye to see. Oniichan had become the cat. If Nezuko is a demon mole, Tanjiro is a demon cat. An idiomatic expression, that is. Tanjiro had enough of Muzan's stupid suggestion. He is gonna make it his own way. Who are you? How do you know my name? He spat and struggled to gulp all his droolings. He is damn hungry, of course. Then this human girl stressing him mentally. Nezuko furrowed her eyebrows. I told you, I'm your little sister. Kamado Nezuko. She pointed at him, making his eyes widen a bit of the other's close movement. The pointy finger near his face makes him wanna bite. You are named Kamado Tanjiro, my big brother. A smile is there on Nezuko's burned and bruised face. Our mother is Kai and Tanjiro Kamado. We have 4 more siblings, Takeo, Shijuru, Hanako, Rokuta. Then Nezuko's eyes changed to the ones who's stopping to tear up. That scarf you are wearing ... and that Monfuku. She bit her lips before speaking up again. That belongs to Takeo and father, right? You ... went home, did you? Nezuko covered her lips. I see ... you needed to go home. Finally tears end up falling down her cheeks. Why don't we go home then, together? Brother, eh? The voice of Muzan had spoken again. This time a commanding voice. Kill her now. Do not stress yourself on someone else's problem like this. Remember your mission. Our ideal to rule over this world. Growling, Tanjiro out of stress grabbed Nezuko's neck. Ek, just be silent. His eyes were like vampires. I do not know any existence of you. He lowered his voice. It was scary. Tanjiro is strangling her. Oniichan ... Chan gasp. The fingernails slowly hurting Nezuko. Blood is dripping now onto her neck. Tanjiro became fascinated of it. The blood looks good. Calm down ... Calm down. Wait for Rengoku Kyoujuro's meal. But it is so tempting. Maybe he can try this time. It's a demon slayer. Maybe it will taste good. Will he vomit? Will he like it? Only way to find out. Urge. BADUMP. Urge. Eat. Taste it. Parting his mouth open, Nezuko saw the fangs were growing. Is he going to? Nezuko wanted to believe her brother. Sure, he bitten him before, but maybe another miracle might happen. Sweat drops. Tanjiro sniffed onto her hair. Nezuko felt uncomfortable by ticklish nose of his brother. What made her yelp when Tanjiro's tongue licked her blood as the choking tighten. Tanjiro is squeezing her neck so that more blood comes out. Kaya, don't brother. Do your best. Grabbing the arms of her brother to try and push him off to senses. Do not give in to your cravings. However, Tanjiro licked Nezuko's blood. It doesn't taste bad, but it doesn't taste good. Tanjiro was disappointed and pulled away, still choking Nezuko in place. Nezuko eyed him. Tanjiro spoke after acting like a hungry beast. You are not a merchai. I do not need you. Tanjiro tossed her to the wall, but this time Nezuko is quite ready for some body pain. When her back reached the hard wall, she remained still. She is planning to actually pull out her sword sheath but wanted to observe Tanjiro's sudden change of emotion. Normally he could have eaten her, but once again he did not. But what bothered Nezuko is the word merchai. You haven't eaten any, right, Oniichan? She was worried he did. Almost doubted. Tanjiro, who forgot his newsboy hat on the floor, have stood and turned his back from her. Only merchai's blood can satisfy me. Tanjiro glanced at her with an evil smirk. Nezuko has never seen those before. You are very lucky. Nezuko did not want to blink, but human eyes tend to blink on their own, don't they? One blink, Tanjiro disappeared. Oniichan, grabbing the newsboy hat before quickly she run towards the crowd. Too many people in sight. She couldn't spot her brother anymore. Like a girl been abandoned, she yelled, not worrying the attention of others. Tanjiro, my brother, no matter where you go, you hide. I will follow you until you return with me. Back home. The despairing cry of Nezuko echoed. Tanjiro heard it from afar but decided not to look back. Nezuko ... Imaginary Muzan snakes on his back. Muzan had the deadliest glare at Nezuko from behind. They had reached the end of a Sakusa crowded place. They are nearing the forest skirts. Zenitsu glanced behind him to finally notice someone is missing. It was weird that he did not heard that special person presence disappeared. Because earlier the chapel rung so loud. Whenever the bell rings like that, it is indicating it's late midnight and the store will be closing soon. Meaning more demons will come. Where is Nezuko-chan? Kanao and Tanjiro took a peek to Zenitsu's direction. Kanao frankly had a bad eyesight, so she wouldn't realize Nezuko disappeared. Tanjiro, who's a bit timid despite having a bulky body like his elder brother, is also a bit lacking on something. Weaklings. Goldfish is food. It is not idiot. Inosuke and AI was not able to notice Nezuko had gone off somewhere, is because they were arguing that gold scoop fish are not food but for games. It made Inosuke judge the city as wasting food to a game when they can just cook it up. It made AI so dumb that she got to argue with him. Nezuko. Tanjiro realized the situation is not good. Where is Nezuko? Aoi scanned the surroundings. Nezuko-sen ... She couldn't be lost, right? Nezuko is a country bumpkin after all. Maybe she saw something and ran off. But no, she is not immature. Were AI thoughts. Inosuke breaths on his mask. I told Nezuko to cling on someone's Haori. She did not listen. It's her fault. Everyone eyed Inosuke with a stupid look on their faces. I have to go back. Zenitsu sprinted to run back to the city with crowd. Hold on. Kanao catch Zenitsu's clothing. Nezuko-chan knows where to go. It is to head back to Oyakata-sama. We can't look in this huge crowd. It will be too late. AI nodded in agreement. Yeah, what if Nezuko already made her way to catch up to us when we went back? Tanjiro nodded as well in understanding. That's the logical way to put it. Let us trust Nezuko and head back. All their heads quickly looked above. The reporting crow is here. Attention. Kamado Nezuko spotted Kamado Tanjiro. Need backup. Backup. Zenitsu. Kanao. Sanjiro's heart frozen in fear. Tanjiro. As in Tanjiro. Zenitsu shakes his head. Nezuko-chan is in danger. Zenitsu's mind traveled back how Tanjiro ran berserk, ripping Nezuko's nail off, clawing on her beautiful back, biting her soft shoulders, making her cry. Zenitsu turned serious and ran off back where they left off. Kanao went with him. Wait, I'll go too. However, Sanjiro noticed there is two people who didn't seem to react at all to the crow's big news. Hey, didn't you guys heard it? Nezuko found Tanjiro near. He then saw it. Ai and Inosuke were stone stiff. Someone is approaching them who lurks in the forest side. In front of them appeared the former flame pillar, Rengoku Kyoujuro. Sanjiro's heart stopped for a moment, realizing he knows this person. Aniki, the former flame pillar Kyoujuro. His familiar cape flipped before revealing he had his sword as well. The sword was placed in a manner of resting both of his hands in front. This pose is his signature posing whenever he plans to be on battle mode. Musing on his own. Demon Slayer's how his eyes opened, the moon shined on perfect timing. Oh, you kids are pillars. For Inosuke, Ai and Sanjiro to see strange markings on Kyoujuro's body, and the fact his pupils were no longer human. They're written as like a 12 demon marked, but it says something differently. No, Teiyu, Ai muttered. Inosuke began sweating and out of confusion he wielded out his two swords, reflecting the blade edges to be sharp within the moonlight's brightness. Googly eye, you are alive. Inosuke stared. He finally realized what is different. He choked a bit. He knew this terrifying sensation when Tanjiro was converted. You are a demon now. Ai unsheaths her sword as well. Sanjiro realized he must too, so he followed to reveal his Nichiren sword and pointed to the opponent. Kyoujuro hummed and it sounded proud. Lovely, that's how youth should be, having such strong sense of will to fight. The way he say it made Sanjiro off guard. He sounded like Aniki. Is he Aniki? Or a replica? Sanjiro isn't dumb. He clearly remember what Nezuko told them. This might be a work of someone blood demon art. Seeing how Kyoujuro, his big brother, doesn't seem to remember them despite being almost the same looks and voice and personality. This is wrong. Kyoujuro laughs. Aha, it was not a scary laugh or any evil. It was like a normal big brother amused on his pupils or something. Good. I like it. Kyoujuro casually walks near them, as his sword no longer in defense mode, but just there, hanging on his hands as he walked closer and closer for them to see how devilish his body become. It looked so humane, but the marks and the weird eyes made it simple. Kyoujuro's demon form. But sorry, I'm not here to fight. He told them, I'm here to look for our lord. He was friendly. The trio been sweating a lot. He is very hungry. I heard your pet crow said Tanjiro-sama's name. His eyes went deadly, as if reading them. If they lie ... he will cut them to death. Where is our Tanjiro-sama? For a second they saw his fingers tap his own sword to threat them. Hurry and answer me. Gulps. Ai and Sanjiro eyed each other if they should converse or attack. He ... he looks strong. Aoi's eyes said. Sanjiro's eyes agreed. Why yeah ... he must be strong like Aniki. If he is Aniki. The tension was replaced with Inosuke's maniac laugh. Gyuha. Stupid. Inosuke crosses his arms, showing his blade for show-off purpose. We are also looking for him. Kyoujuro nicely answered, as if it is a normal conversion. Oh, I see. I'm glad you did not do anything to Tanjiro-sama. But then Kyoujuro disappeared and reappeared so near Inosuke's face. If you have hurt him, we will kill all of you. The threat is surreal. Inosuke swung his swords to make the other go away. FCKU. Hey, watch your mouth. Don't make him angry. Ai growled. Ai could tell that Kyoujuro is not planning to fight with them. He is just searching for Tanjiro like them. If this Kyoujuro gets angry, they will really fight. Dummy. Why I'm cowering in fear again. I have to fight. But Kyoujuro is not attacking them at all. So why should they? It is Ai's mind playing on her. On the other hand, Sanjiro is not afraid at all. Instead, he is contemplating the situation of all first encounter to a demon, watching Kyoujuro dodges Inosuke's attack. Why does it have to be his face? Why does it have to be his older brother? Gonna have to kill him twice. His brother's word came back to him. And you're different from me, Sanjiro. You have an older brother, and he believes in his younger brother. No matter what path you take, you'll be a wonderful person, with a burning passion in your heart. Do your best. Do your best to live. If this is Tanjiro's doing, it really is evil thing to do on reviving someone who's dead. Sanjiro couldn't help but feel a bit angry on Tanjiro. Why? His head screamed. Go back to rest, googly eye. Inosuke's sword met the sword of Kyojuro's. Clang. It was too strong. Kyoujuro still had the smile on his face and slashes back. Inosuke had good reflexes to tumbling away. If that hit him, his torso would have cleaned off his body. Seriously, Kyoujuro shakes his head in a mocking manner. Is that how demon slayers? I was just talking and you are so thirsty for blood. I haven't even done anything. Kyoujuro clicked his tongue in dismay. Tisk. What's so bad about us existing? But then his demon eyes glimmered. It hinted he is about to fight back. Ought to think I need some merchai for our lord. He pointed his sword to them. Tanjiro and Inosuke knew that moment. They are screwed. They made him mad. Is there anyone you know does have a merchai blood? He teased. The eyes of these youth pillars flickered. It made Kyoujuro realize they are hiding the answer in their throat. Oh, so that means you guys do know someone with merchai. He walked again closer. Tell me where to find it. I will spare you. Come on, let's help each other to make the world a better place. What the heck are these demons? As if ... the demon slayers were the bad guys. And Tanjiro started to speak up. And what is this ideal world you guys have? Tanjiro's eyes were shaky yet committed. Kyoujuro looked straight to Tanjiro's eyes. That is for our lord to reveal soon. I can't tell you right now. Then we can't tell you either too. If we know who has merchai blood. Tanjiro glared. That makes sense. Twitch, is he trying to provoke him? Or play some psychological attack? Well, it did look like you can talk to Kyoujuro's demon version. So why not? Took a deep breath and joined the conversation. Right? Besides, if you guys get some merchai, that will give you so much power. Do you think we're stupid to let you guys gain power? Kyoujuro watched the two angry youth. Why are they so mad? Kyoujuro thought, I must hurry to Tanjiro-sama. He left the mansion without my watch. Kyoujuro basically didn't care about these people, but he didn't want to also make it obvious that he doesn't give a single drop of care. Only thing he cares is the ideals for his lord. His dearest lord Tanjiro. I shouldn't waste time here, but they might chase me. Kyoujuro smirked. He's going to attack. Alarmed everyone. So fast Kyoujuro's sword swung to slice some of Ai's hair strands. Her eyes widened in horror. That would have cut my neck. Good thing she move a bit. Tanjiro breaths, total concentration, stance. Breath of smoke first form. Tanjiro leaps above so high that Kyoujuro followed to look where he could have teleported to. Like the remnants of flame. The smoke that flares the heat of moment. Tanjiro disappeared. Smoke haze. Kyoujuro blinked. He thought Tanjiro will land his sword from above his head. Instead Tanjiro appeared and stabbed his back, creating a donut hole on him. Coughs, blood coughs. Who is this ... kid ... Kyoujuro did not expect a newbie pillar would actually stab him. Somewhere in his bones telling him he should be proud of what happened. But then again ... he is a demon so. Quickly Kyoujuro uses his sword to slice Tanjiro's arm. Take this. Kicks. Thankfully Inosuke landed a kick on Kyoujuro's face, making his sword miss on cutting off Tanjiro's arm. That is so close. Immediately Tanjiro pulled out so far away to keep safety. Tanjiro's hand trembles in excitement and fear. I did it. I stab a demon. I stab. He convinced himself that is not his brother. I stabbed my brother. It's just awful feeling to stab someone you love, knowing they are dead. Then you have to kill them again. So heartbreaking. Kyoujuro spitted some blood and of course his wound regenerate. Tanjiro felt proud for stabbing him but realized that he should have gone for the neck. Kyoujuro hummed, but it was different. It was no longer friendly. It sounded like he is pissed off of being nice. Now you are making me hungry. His demon eyes had set on blaze of fire. He is pumped up to kill them. I will burn you guys down to bones, he declared. Positioned herself to use her sword skills too. Breath of ice, first form. She dashed like a flying butterfly with spikes. You saw this on her training with Giyu. Ice butterfly. Slices. Kyoujuro's arms were cut off. Blood splashes to the grass. But then Kyoujuro made an eye contact to Ai's eyes. It meant she will be killed on his next move. Well, I applaud such burning passion, but Kyojuro's arms regrows and then he said it. Breath of the sun's flame. Revealing his replicated demon slayer sword, except there are weird lines drawn on it. Like how his face had some tattoos. Third form. Flames had riot. It reached Ai's Haori as she is doing an attempt to block it. Here he comes. Breath of ice, fourth form. Ai panics. I need to block it. Crystal spear, making her blade flip back and forth as if creating flying spikes. At very least lessen the damage. Pyro. It hit her. Ai's got a horizontal slash. Blood went out gushing. Thanks to the demon slayer uniform, it wasn't deep. It's like just a scratch. Tanjiro screamed. Breath of smoke, fifth form. He charged forward to aim on Kyojuro's neck. Exhaust razor. Whoosh. Kyoujuro efficiently dodged and slices some part of Tanjiro's uniform. Tanjiro realized that his collarbone had a wound. He's trying to behead me too. Not bad, demon praised. Then Kyoujuro dashes to wounded AI. But I'm gonna take my meal. AI, who just got up, felt a monster cornered her. Kyoujuro went for bite towards her. Crunch. HNN. AI closed her eyes, thinking she got bitten or eaten. But someone screamed her name. It made her open her eyes again. Nobody touches or dares to eat AI. If anyone does, just so you know, she is awful. Inosuke just made Kyoujuro bite his Nichiren swords. Unharmed and blushing cheeks from AI, she scolds the idiotic boar. What the hell do you mean by that, stupid Inosuke? She was called taste bad is laughable insult. AI knew Inosuke protected her, but she can't help to Tsukomi what he told the demon Kyoujuro now. Kyoujuro strengthened his teeth, creating cracks on Inosuke's sword. Crack, crack, rattle. Damn ... you googly eyes. Inosuke's arms were shaking. Inosuke feared to lose more people he cared about. He used to be a loner. He likes doing everything on his own phase. Until Tanjiro taught him something. To protect. Giving his boar powers to max commitment. Even if you break my swords, you will not touch AI anymore. GRAH. Snaps. Shatters. Inosuke's twin sword, the left blade broke in half. The other blade remained, however cracks were visible. They can snap soon if used again. Kyojuro's eyes had zoomed into zero. Tanjiro, AI and Inosuke felt more danger than earlier. Kyoujuro is very mad. You are all. Out of nowhere, Kyoujuro heard a faint cry in his ears. No, it is inside his head. Rengoku-san, help me. His eyes widened. There was like a pause of time. Tanjiro and Inosuke took the opportunity to launch some attack to him, aiming for his neck. Die! Inosuke yelled, when their blades about to reach Kyojuro's neck. Kyojuro's face turned worried and uttered the name of him which makes all feel sensitive with. Tanjiro-sama is hurt. With that statement, their attacks failed to reach Kyojuro's neck because the demon pillar had ducked down and sprinted away from the two. Low, puzzled faces. Where? They thought he would target AI again, but he was frantic. Tanjiro-sama, I'm coming for you. AI, who's still bleeding on her horizontal / clutched her chest. What now? She thought Tanjiro is here, but seeing nobody else but them. Before they know, Kyoujuro actually ditched them. He left. Tanjiro finally released his tense muscles he had been stopping. He was pretending to be cool all this time. He was really so scared and not confident that they would get out in one piece or limbs not torn off. Were spared, trying to relax his breathing but ending up like some asthma attack. He begun crying and trembling. I thought we're done for. Yeah, they got saved by damn bills. Damn timing. Hey, you alive? Inosuke knelt closer to AI and poked her boobs. Inosuke did this before to the old lady in Wisteria household. Poke? Where do you think you are touching? Furious blush on her face, AI slapped Inosuke so hard that his mask flew off his head. Slap. Why did you hit me? Falling at the floor, the offended Inosuke is. AI tries to cover her exposed chest from the slash she got. Anyway, we need to look for Zenitsu and Kanao-sama. Still blushing, Inosuke scratches his head in huge confusion. The hell is wrong with this girl? Tanjiro, who sniffs from crying, made a crack laugh. Girls thing Inosuke-kun. Kyoujuro followed the pumping blood of his that will lead him to reconnect with Tanjiro whereabouts. Tanjiro-sama, landing his feet on the ground fast. He found him. He found Tanjiro in the forest near their hideout skirts, curling up like a yarn ball. He is very hungry. Looks like Tanjiro is able to make his way back to the mansion. There with the boy, Takedo Muakairo is standing with bored eyes. You are late, he said in an annoyed tone. If I was not here in time. Another mess. Muakairo is a short, young man of light complexion with long, straight hair of a black color that fades to pale turquoise as it approaches his waist. However, his eyes are now demon version. Same shades except the shape of his pupil had been turned to a spade irises. On his left eye written some Japanese letter says Kasumi no Teiyo, translated as Mist of the Sun. His face had some cloud marks that resembles his demon slayer markings. From all pillars, his demon form looks more humane in terms of demon tattoos. Muakairo wears a dark, slightly turquoise tinted version of the demon slayer uniform. His uniform has longer, looser sleeves that are more reminiscent of those of a kimono than of the standard cuffed uniform. Along with this, the lack of bands of cloth wrapped around his calves gives his uniform an overall loose and sizable appearance. Muakairo is disappointed to Kyoujuro, his senior demon guard. Kyoujuro knows from all of them. Muakairo is very obsessed with their lord. to the point he may kill his own comrade if they put Tanjiro on harm or fail his will. Niwakiro even can kill himself or harm himself for Tanjiro's wishes. But Tanjiro is kind. If I have not let my post to the village am assigned to find Merchai, Tanjiro-sama would have done a huge scandal on the city, doing a death glare to the higher demon Kyoujuro. He would have eat his own arms in public eyes. Our plans will be ruined. Niwakiro grips onto his replicated Nichiren sword. I'm gonna fucking kill any useless demons around Tanjiro-sama. He venomously swear. Kyoujuro understood his mistake. He should have handcuffed Tanjiro to the bed before he went out. Shinobu cannot be blamed since the last person on the hideout is him. Kyoujuro himself. Tanjiro, they know him well and his habits. To stroll outside just cause he conquered the sun. The last time Tanjiro went out is someone spotted him devouring himself in the middle of hot sunny day. The human attacked Tanjiro, even though he would heal from any wounds faster than Muzan's. Niwakiro is so pissed he killed 3 humans at that day. Of course, for it not to be noticed by demon slayers. They were replicated. The point is any unnecessary use of blood dripping out of their lord. It makes Tanjiro more and more hungry. They don't appreciate the sight either that Tanjiro chewing his own flesh or drinking his own blood. Best option is to always tie him up to bed. This is the reason behind he allowed Niwakiro to badmouth him. In fact, Kyoujuro's strength is upper than Niwakiro. It is just that he had more friendly personality than Niwakiro is. I apologize, it is indeed a mistake. He kneeled down to pat Tanjiro's back for comfort. There, we swear to get you some Merchai. Niwakiro rolled his eyes. I found Tanjiro-sama scratching his face. He proceeded to have a pleasured smile. When I stopped him, he clawed me, touching his own cheeks to feel that lingering sensation. He feels turned on to that. It was so cute. Kyoujuro ignored him and decided to carry Tanjiro in a princess cradle. Let's go back. Tanjiro, who's like a hungry puppy, he whimpered in Kyoujuro's arms. He had a strange thought. Nezu. Nobody heard him though. Tanjiro. My brother, no matter where you go, you hide. I will follow you until you return with me. Back home. Yelling like that, it hurt Nezuko's lungs. Thankfully Zenitsu heard that from far away, holding the newsboy hat as evidence of their reunion. How melancholy. Nezuko is right now in a state of exhaustion. She was walking very slow as some people stared at her burns and bruises. Nobody called a cop since her wounds looked like dirt instead of actual burns. Her mind was a bit blank until someone ran towards her and pulled up her hands. Nezuko-chan, you are okay. It was Zenitsu. Behind him was Kanao. Nezuko-chan, Kanao said wearily. Nezuko adjusted her eyes first. She forgot she had friends with her. Apparently the encounter with Tanjiro is too stressful and heartbreaking. Z.nitsu. Kanao-chan. Tears began appearing again in her eyelids. She grabbed Zenitsu's Haori and showed how much she was sad and frustrated. Oniichan. Tanjiro Oniichan. He escaped again. Soft sobs. I couldn't even convince him to come back. Nezuko hated how weak she is and how she felt dumb on the said situation. I'm such a troublesome little sister. Noticing Nezuko is holding some hat. Just some feeling it belongs to someone Nezuko misses. Zenitsu decided to give Nezuko a hug. He wanted to take advantage of the situation, but same time he genuinely thought hugging her will stop her tears. I'm sure it will be okay. Heavy atmosphere. Tanjiro can't escape again. Kanao looks above the dark sky. He is avoiding us. But why? She questioned the stars above. Why so? Tanjiro-kun, is that what your heart desired? Tanjiro told her, it is the heart's will that drives people to do things. Doesn't Tanjiro want to be with her little sister? After this, they went back to the forest and found Inosuke and Ai arguing as Sanjiro's trying to calm them down. Ai is wounded. Sanjiro also have a wound near his neck. Inosuke needs some replacement of swords. The reporting crow had educated them the nearest Wisteria household for temporary rest. They went to the Wisteria household for first aid treatment. But the very next day they went to Oyakata-sama mansion. By all means of urgency to report what they saw and experience in Asakusa, Tokyo, to make every demon slayer prepared for what is about to unfold. What exactly does Tanjiro planning? In Butterfly Estate, Sami had woken up from his 2 years coma. All we know from previous time he laid in bed like a good boy, yet hated the fact that he is still alive. Alone, no family to hug for comfort, no one to tell him welcome back. Sami thought it's all over, that he will have to go back to his normal life. You know, without swords, without danger, especially he miss out some fingers. Not until a common face he saw during pillar training emerged from the door. You are awake. It annoyed Sami how overreact the person is. At first he did not recognize the face, because it had matured. The kid who had grown up, named Murata, along with also grown-up trio butterfly caretakers, shares him the story up until now. Huh? Tanjiro, that stupid kid is a demon now. He couldn't believe his ears. He was just knocked out. All those shit happens. Watch your mouth. It was Tomioka Giyu who entered Sami's room. Murata saluted in respect. Giyu had been hanging out in Butterfly Estate because of his Nichiren right arm. T. Tomioka-san, looking at Giyu's prosthetic right arm. Glad to see you're doing well. Sami stared at Giyu's fake new arms. Oi, he growled. Is it true, Tomioka? Glaring at the emotionless Giyu to find any sort of joke. Tanjiro had become the new demon king, and that Nezuko girl ... His little sister reverted back as a human. Giyu sat first to the nearest chair the room have, which is beside Sami's. How are you feeling? Irritated, Sami grabbed Giyu's collar. AMFC King asking a question. Don't answer me with another question. Zooming in his face. And swear me. Now. Silence. Giyu sighed. Yes, it is all true. You have been in coma for 2 years. Giyu glanced at Sami's missing fingers. We thought you will not wake up anymore. Even though he was not in a life-threatening condition to be in coma. They all had the speculation. Sami is depressed to even want to wake up, is the only reason he went to coma state. It happens. If someone wishes not to wake up ... they can make it turn to a coma. Sami did felt it. Giyu is disgustingly worried on him. This stupid. He lost an arm, then he pity me. Me who just losing fingers. It angers Sami how they make it sound like he is very injured when from all wounds and blows. He was luckiest. He was also been told how Obanai, Mitsuri and Gyomai died that day after defeating Muzan. From all he had complete body parts. Losing some finger is not something to stop you from being free, right? Obanai got blinded, Mitsuri's ears and part of her head skin torn off. Gyomai lost a leg, then Giyu lost an arm. Damn this. Punching the bed sheets. What now? Giyu knows what makes Sami so confused. I did not retire as a pillar. Giyu did not want to share it to Sami regarding new pillars, because it might remind him about his loss on Genya. But he had to let him know. If Genya is alive and not him, he would have become a pillar. Nezuko, Inosuke the boar, Zenitsu the blonde, Ai who's Shinobu's butterfly nurse, and Sanjuro, Kyojuro's little brother. He paused to see what face is Sami making right now. Sami is listening, but his eyes were trying to avoid eye contact. He was forcing himself to look at the wall. They had become the new pillars of our new Oyakata-sama, and they went to their first mission to track some demons in Asakusa, Tokyo. He continued, 2 years there was no demon incident. We spent all our time improving our skills and trying to recover the lost ... and waiting for your trailing off. Sami gritted his teeth with clenching fists. That's a normal reaction, Giyu thought, watching Sami trying to control his anger for being useless for 2 years. He had nothing to protect anymore. If Tanjiro is dead, Giyu knows it well. When he cried for the 3rd time, he lost someone important. His sister, Suburo, and now Tanjiro had reached that level. Tanjiro is only alive because he got turned to a demon. He is basically dead that day. But Muzan have saved him by regrowing his lost arm and lost eye. They can't even tell if that is something to be thankful or let Tanjiro die as a hero. Sami, we need you, Giyu said. Everyone knows Yuzui Tenjin is still alive. Giyu is not alone at all. Sami jerks his head to look at Giyu. He was bewildered how Giyu said it. I understand you do not want to live or try to fight anymore in this world. For the first time, Sami saw some emotion inside Giyu's blank eyes. I really thought I was left alone to suffer all the deaths of Hashiras. Giyu bowed his head. Don't leave me. Facing eye to eye now. I still haven't bought you some ohagi. A small smile passed Giyu's lips. It finally convinced Sami. 2 years must have really passed. Because there is no way Giyu will learn how to smile. He always thought Giyu is a cold heart and self-centered comrade. He even noted Giyu as a jerk. In his point of view, Giyu refuses to train with them, that he eventually hated Giyu's guts. Ha. A sarcastic laugh escaped his mouth. Ohagi ha. Sami is not aware he made also a smile in his lips, but his were lonesome. Speaking of food, I'm hungry. After his first meal, Giyu's crow approached the window with the huge news. Ka. The new pillars has survived the night in Asakusa Takaiowo. Tanjiro escaped. Nezukoo, Zniitsu, Inoosuk. Kanao. I and Sanjuro are headed back by now after resting in Wisteria House. Everyone meet up in Oyakata-sama Mansion. Urgent meeting. Hearing that, Sami had the urge to come with Giyu, but the trio butterfly forced him to stay for checkup. Who knows if he is in right mind and right control of his body. He had been bedridden for 2 years. He needs to be tested first. Giyu, Yuzui and Yushiro having a talk with Oyakata-sama regards the reported issue that the new pillars discovered the secret of Asakusa Tokyo. That dead people were actually demons in disguise. The other crow also reported that a fierce battle had happened as well. The upper demon fight and the new pillars survived. Injuries were not bad as they expected. The upper demon seems to be holding back. Yuzui Tenjin visits Oyakata-sama today because he is curious of the incident in Asakusa Tokyo. He's still armless. He did not want to return anymore. He wanted to help within the shadows. For Shinjiro ... he is not here today as he seems to be working out his body. Now they are here sitting in front of the Oyakata-sama. The new batch of pillars and Giyu with ex-pillar Yuzui join the meeting. Yushiro is just in the darkest part of the meeting room avoiding sunlight. Today is a bright sunny day after all. Alright, if you may start what happened in your mission. More details than the cock robin please. Watching the new generation of pillars one by one. Oyakata-sama has grown a bit. He is starting to really look like Yubayashiki. Oniichan, Nezuko started. Kamado Tanjiro. Using a formal speech, I accidentally spot him in Asakusa Tokyo after defeating the new breed of demon. Nichiren blade still works on them, but they become blood's liquid after been slain. They do not turn to ashes. Trying to recall all the details. Like I said, Tanjiro ... my brother. He is wearing a monfuku and a green and black checkered scarf. I know those outfits so well ... It is the black kimono we have at home. When we had mourned for our father's death, it was that outfit. And for the scarf, it was the spare scarf of our little brother Takeo. Trying not to break down. It's okay Nezuko ... you are the second eldest. You have to be strong now ... you have to help the eldest. Licking her lips to give some boost not to waver. His appearance were quite the same as what we know his face had become, except longer hair like my father's. Still he has the markings of Demon Slayer, but I cannot tell if it's a demon mark too. Anyhow, he is thankfully wearing the Hanafuda earrings. We can definitely easily tell if it's Tanjiro Oniichan. Oyakata-sama nodded as he listened. How about his powers? Did you guys fought? Nezuko shakes her head. No. Wait, actually he can converse. I guess it is thanks to the antidote Kanao-chan did. When Tanjiro went berserk after defeating Muzan, everyone went silent. He was acting differently to be honest. Like his speech, the way he speak Japanese is more formal. Or like well-educated high-class person. Fidgeting. He even mentioned he is a son of a luxurious businessman. Oyakata-sama hummed. Okay, so he is pretending to be human. Or perhaps living with humans like how Muzan been hiding from us ... HMM. Nezuko added more info. So then, we tried to talk in an alley, but he locked me up in a box. I made my way out by kicking the lock. There, I saw him struggling from his cravings. Nezuko clutched at her Haori. He strangled me but not enough to kill me. I think he is fighting still. Fighting not to harm anyone. Nezuko wanted to defend the actions of his brother. He could have killed me but he didn't. He said he only need a Merchai's blood, then left me. Everyone face hinted some disturbance. Merchai. Oyakata-sama's eyes narrowed. Does this mean Tanjiro has not eaten anyone by flesh nor drink anyone's blood out of hunger? It's so easy to speculate what's going on right now by the traits Nezuko discussed. Tanjiro seems to be only craving for one type of blood. Unfortunately, that blood makes demons so powerful. This time Sanjiro decided to speak up. I also have something to report. Allow me to speak. Ai and Inosuke looked at him knowingly. You may go ahead. Sanjiro gulped and began telling their fight with him. We have encountered a demon guard. It was my brother's face. Rengoku Kyoujuro. There were some small gasps from people who was not in that encounter. Kyoujuro ... he's alive. Yuzui asks. Sanjiro shakes his head. No, it's my brother's replica. Eyeing Nezuko. Nezuko nodded and explained further. As what the crow report in Asakusa, it is apparently my brother's blood demon art. To resurrect. More like replicate someone who's long dead without converting anyone as a demon. Yes, Ai who's still recovering from injuries that night told them. The demon, he is using breath of the sun but with quote of flame. Like 12 demons, strange words written on their pupil. He had something written of sun's flame like that. He was strong Oyakata-sama, as if his strength is like Kyoujuro-sama himself. Looking down at her bandages. We were spared because he is focused on looking for Tanjiro it seems. Judging from how he acted, Tanjiro is indeed have not consumed any human being except for the blood of Merchai. Inosuke rudely interrupt Ai with a gangsta-like voice. That googly eye wanted to know if we are hiding some Merchai. Can't they go look on their own? Zenitsu made a stupid look at Inosuke. Merchai is hard to find, especially we ... The Demon Slayer Corps gives free Wisteria Amamori to them if we ever spotted one. Inosuke scratches the back of his head. Oh yeah, he did recall one incident. The 3 kids whose names he forgot was given some amulet of wisteria. Hold on. Everyone looks at Inosuke, who seemed to be finally thinking. If Googly Eyes Aniki had been revived, doesn't that means the other dead pillars are also alive now? Everyone went stiff. What? Inosuke didn't know his statement is something to look out for. Did I say something wrong? Damn, say it. Don't be so rude, idiot. Giyu taunt. What did you say? Oyakata-sama lifted his fingers and traveled to his own chin. That's a huge possibility indeed. This is dangerous. The fact they are like breath of the moon, now breath of the sun, having a serious glance to each of them. What is Tanjiro thinking now in his demon mindset? He didn't have to hide those facts in the face of Kamado Nezuko. Everyone is aware of it. Tanjiro is Tanjiro. But the side effect of becoming demon will screw his brain eventually. Like how it made Nezuko acted like a puppy. Tanjiro must be a smart devilish cat. Alright, now we knew how they cover up the incidents. I will be sending our regular demon slayers to each of the town that has a possible incident. You are all dismissed. I hope you all rest well to the butterfly estate. Sending them off with a smile, everyone bowed their respect as they leave. Thank you for your concern, Oyakata-sama, everyone said in union. There is no need to limit pillars in one place. After all, if that is indeed their Tanjiro, they need full force of pillars like how they did to Muzan. Let the lower rank slayers protect other places. And like said, there was not really a demon incident, till just now they discovered how it was. Covered up. Demon cases had been running for 2 years, but because there was no actual demon spotted nor actual dead bodies found ... they are hesitant to be recorded as demon slayers' line of job. All forgot. Nezuko turned her back quickly to go back to Oyakata-sama's meeting room. Nezuko-chan. Zenitsu wondered and decided to follow her. Yushiro-kun. She slides the door open and saw Oyakata-sama and Yushiro are still talking. Oh, yes, you need something, Nezuko-san. Embarrass. Sorry for barging in, Oyakata-sama. I forgot to give something to Yushiro-kun. She proceeded on grabbing the handkerchief in her pockets. Here, Yushiro saw it was bloodied. Whose blood is that? Raising an eyebrow, she approaches Yushiro as she handed the bloodied handkerchief. Zenitsu peeked behind, from the demon I slayed, touching Yushiro's hand like they were her life. I hope this can be used as a research. Yushiro feeds on humans' blood. He is used to it, so handling him a bloodied handkerchief is something that he can tolerate. Accepting the folded fabric, Yushiro hides it on his pockets. I swear to Tameo-sama after all. With that, Nezuko and others finally left Oyakata-sama's mansion. Reaching back to Butterfly Estate, the sun is still up. Giyu, Sami is awake right. Yuzui Tenjin casually having a walk beside Giyu. Ever since he found out Giyu lost an arm too, he felt connected. He used to dislike Giyu for being aloof and putting boundaries from them. But now he started to understand what is Giyu's being emo about. Tomioka Giyu is weak. Shinobu is physically weakest, but Giyu is driven by empathy. It is something they have lost. Sure, Giyu had those deep ocean dread eyes, but it is so obvious. Giyu cares the most on others' life. Yuzui hated how Giyu is always late on his mission. People dies, nobody is safe. Until this encounter with Kamado siblings, Giyu finally did something. Some achievement, and Yuzui respects that. Giyu gave a lazy nod. Sami is angry. Yuzui had a small smirk to tease Giyu. Don't tell me you said something offensive again. He elbowing him in annoyance. Giyu made some distance. I'm not disliked by Sami. Yuzui whistled. Oh well, finally inside the mansion. Ai's bandages been replaced. Zenitsu is not injured nor Kanao, but they were told to rest. Inosuke had some small bruise, but it was not awful to be really treated. Instead, he was told to obediently wait for his new Nichiren swords. Sanjuro gained some bandages on his collarbone. Nezuko had some patches onto her face and bandages over her legs. She may have healing abilities, but it's better to assume to save her from any infection. Her mind is occupied by her brother. Brother is suffering. Hurry and I want an antidote. Lost in deep thoughts. It was that time Nezuko bumped on someone. Bumps. Sorry. Gazing above, a tall, muscular, and slender man with spiky white hair and large eyes. His face and body are covered with scars, accrued over his many years of fighting demons. This person doesn't wear as well the hospital gown. He wears a green-tinted version of the Demon Slayer uniform, unbuttoned to expose his chest, a white long-sleeved shirt, white buckles around his shins, and tab-eye socks with a pair of zori with green straps. Gazing down below, the man had lost his right index finger and his right middle finger, visible in his hand bandage. It was Shinazugawa Sami. Sami almost gawked at the sight of Nezuko. Her eyes were no longer pale pink eyes nor sharp nails. It is normal now. as she really is. Human now ... and ... these uniform. Nezuko has not yet changed her clothes to hospital gown. She still had her Demon Slayer outfit and torn off Hakama pants, making them like skirts. Sami made an intimidating stare at Nezuko, up and down. It made Nezuko uncomfortable. He's the one who stabbed me. Nezuko feared she will be stabbed again or something. Honestly, Nezuko did hate him for being so violent. But according at her memories that Sami had some sort of sibling issues. Someone named Genya. Genya is someone who got close to Tanjiro. Genya gave him a approved smile, so she knows they are good people. Nezuko doesn't know him much ... but she did feel inside her heart some connection. Like how she feels for Kanao, Zenitsu and Inosuke. Sami, who earlier is observing him, suddenly grabbed her collar. Sami hangs her up in the air. Why do you have to survive? Why do you have to be human again? Shaking her violently, Sami is very envious. My mother, my little brother. Tears made its roll onto Sami's scary eyes. Nezuko's face softened. She felt pitiful to him. Damn it all. Sami just hated how things turn out. He would have been okay to die like a hero, to reunite with Genya and the rest of his family. But those chances are all gone. Nezuko is worried for the mental state of the angry man. She hoped to calm him down by uttering the word, "I'm sorry." Sami bites his lips before he gently let go of Nezuko's collar, until Nezuko's feet reach the wooden floor. Why the hell are you apologizing? Glaring with frustrated tears. And the one who is awful. Punching the nearest wall available. Sami cursed a lot. I fucking hate this ending. Nezuko watched the defeat of Sami. Sami obviously wanted to be with his family but failed to protect them. It hurt the man to see Nezuko achieve those things, yet also knowing Nezuko have lost her dear protective big brother. The fact he is ashamed of what and how he treated the Kamado siblings. I have to do something. He won't suicide, right? Sami's emotion is like displaying a broken warrior who might harakiri in despair. To end all the agony. It's not an awful end. She clenched her fists. Both had an awkward pause. Sami saw the human eyes of Nezuko. They resemble those gentle eyes of Kamado Tanjiro. It's a new beginning, Sami-san. Giving him a smile of forgiveness. I forgive you, let's try our best to finish this properly. Nezuko is hesitant to say the next inspiring words she intended. But she wanted to tell him how she feels. I'm sure Genya-kun would like to see his cool brother. Sami broke down on the floor. I see. Still feeling awful. Nezuko decided to leave him for space. Oyakata-sama is resting now. The meeting had actually made him deep thinking. He already placed orders to lower-rank demon slayers. He is just waiting for their allocated crows to report back. Then he remembered what Nezuko said. Tanjiro went home just to grab his clothes. Could it be? His hideout is within that place. If it is that mountains where he is actually hiding. He knows the pillar who memorized that place, right? I can send Tomioka Giyu to investigate the place. He sent the crow to Giyu's household. Will Giyu accept the order? Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. And comment down your opinion on this video. Thanks for stopping by and I'll see you in the next one.